Live from Miami, Florida and Sunnydale, California. It's October, and more importantly, it's Friday night!
Where's Sunnyvale?
Sunnydale, I said it wrong.
Oh, Sunnydale. I think there is a Sunnyvale in like Central California, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll get it right next week.
Hello. Yo, Marcelo. Yo, Braxton. What's up?
Yo.
Hey, Starfleet boy. Hey, Marcelo.
Hey, how's it going?
Friday greetings. My day was great. I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be on with you guys tonight.
I'm glad you guys are both here. I thought that I was gonna talk a lot about the Lower Decks episode tonight, but Text Trek covered like everything, including all the scenes I wanted to cover that are like I thought were too graphic for YouTube. So I was very happy that got covered. So I'm not gonna cover it, as much of that, but you guys have all seen the latest Lower Decks. Just like, do you have it like something you do you want to say something about it real quick to get it on record here?
Yeah, I thought that this episode of Lower Decks was possibly my favorite episode of the season. And I will admit, the first time I saw it, I was thinking of you when the crew members did a certain activity. I was like, Starfleet Boy has to be dying right now because I couldn't believe that they went there. But I really enjoyed it, and the thing that I enjoyed most about it was the fact that Friedman, Ransom, Shax, and Tiana got a taste of what it actually feels like to be a lower deck a lower deck officer, and they got more appreciation for it. Yeah.
I was on mute. What do you think, Braxton?
So I don't actually really like Lower Decks that much. I actually
totally
prefer...
forgot that. I forgot that you didn't like last season at all. Like it was like hard to get through. But you started liking this season, right?
So so I quit after the first couple of episodes of the first season, and then talking to you and Trek on the Tube, I said, okay, well, as we approach season 2, I'm going to give it another shot. So I watched the first season, in the week prior to the second season debuting. And the thing is, I think that I just prefer my Trek to be serious. A thing that I enjoy is to watch an episode and then listen to some reviews and discussions to make me really think on it. And this show is just so ridiculous, and so I don't quite get that. I watch the show, and then I want to listen to some discussion on it, but the discussion can't actually be serious because the show is not serious. So I take it for what it is. I enjoyed it enough. It's kind of like a love letter to Star Trek in a lot of ways. I thought it was okay.
Did you watch this episode, or did you just or had you already tapped out in a previous episode? And what was the moment that did it for you?
Oh no, I think that
you did watch.
I think I've watched every episode. Yeah, because
so you're doing it just for me and Trek on the Tube, basically. I appreciate it. That's nice.
But the thing is, I'm also involved in the Star Trek community, and so it's important that I know the things at least Well, I mean, I say that, but then I haven't watched the original series or the animated series.
You got to come on one of our TOS discussions again. It would be awesome. Do more of those.
But I actually kind of want to hide that from people that I don't really like Lower Decks, because I feel like so many people do.
So many people do love the show. It's true from what I've seen. But you don't have to hide it. It's actually cool to get this perspective. I arrogantly assume that everyone's gonna love everything that I love, so I get a little sad when I find out oh, Braxton didn't like this, but whatever. I'll get over it.
Know better.
What's that?
You should definitely know better. I mean, case in point, look at you and your love for Picard, and I don't know anyone who loves Picard more than you.
You don't know
So
anyone. I think there's people. I've seen people on Twitter that seem to like. I mean, I love it infinitely, so I don't know. That's a good.
yeah,
That's a good
yeah. So it's a
point.
good
But
word for it.
uh,
But
Dude, I
I
just went to my friend's house last weekend who was like at her parents' house having a party because she had moved to Austin. So she was like hosting people at her parents' house. And I just like bumped into this dude who's just like a husband of a friend of a friend. And that dude, he came over because like we were talking about Star Trek. He was like, oh, I couldn't help. Like, but here you guys talk about Star Trek. And he's like, oh yeah, like I love Picard. And so yeah. Starfleet Boy's not the
everyone's
only one.
there's something for everyone, right? Star Trek's become like 32
ice
flavors and
cream,
then some. Like I feel like
ice
that's the
cream.
cool thing about Star Trek in general now. When you have something that's been around for 50 years and you've had as many shows as you've had about it that were all different, yeah, you don't have to love everything.
Hmm.
No, you don't.
You don't have
You
to love
don't. Like
everything.
this is like Lower Decks is like Star Trek for people who like Rick and Morty but don't actually like Star Trek. You know? Like so I don't like Rick and Morty.
That was a little shade, Braxton. He's like for people that like Rick and Morty but don't actually like Star Trek.
Come on,
Wow.
I love Star Trek. That's why I'm here right now.
Dang, Braxton. I feel
Dude,
so I feel like
Come
an
on,
oak
Braxton,
tree.
bringing the boom,
An
man.
oak tree an oak tree is over me called Braxton giving me shade.
yeah. But dude, but the thing is, like every time I'm watching Lower Decks, like I feel like I'm watching Rick and Morty, you know, and I don't know, like I feel like the animation style used to be more similar to Rick and Morty, but like maybe now it's like changing. But I feel like the show has like that same kind of energy to me, and like I don't really prefer Jim Carrey's comedy, like I don't prefer the ridiculous, you know. Um, so I mean that's just that.
I'm curious because I actually tried watching Rick and Morty and both Solar Opposites, which Mike McMahon's also tied into, and
Mhm.
I can totally like just relax for like 30 minutes and really get into Lower Decks and just like have a good laugh, and it like hits the spot like as far as like my comedy relief for the week or whatever is concerned. But when I watch those shows, like I can't, it's the same kind of like reaction you're having to Lower Decks, and
Mhm.
it's weird, something about the Star Trek flavor added into that formula works for me. But yeah, I can't watch Rick and Morty. It's hard to watch it. Maybe I have to just keep trying, and because a lot of people love that show too, and I
Mhm.
can't watch Solar Opposites. Like it also feels like that same kind of like, this is not this is not my idea of comedy. But for Star Trek, they've so far delivered for me anyways, with Lower Decks. It's wild because it's just like the newest kind. It's the most innovative, I would say, thing objectively that Star Trek is doing right now, because it is a very complex show. I mean, it's like I'm not gonna say it's the best show of the new set because that's Picard, but and I feel like Discovery's number two for me. So
Discovery is significantly better than Picard.
yeah, we know that. That's how you feel, but yes, uh, that's how you feel, but I say no, Braxton, and this is my show. No, I'm just kidding.
He actually is right. If you tick him off too much, he can just kick you off. You know that, right?
You can, it's easy, there's an eject button, it's true. Oh, I forgot to tweet this, hold on a second.
You always forget to tweet.
I know. It's I get so excited and I start getting caught.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, I just saw something on on Twitter that I never thought I would see. Someone just like went way further than the wow.
What someone animated the Boimler thing?
There's like something that doesn't leave much to the imagination. I can't even this is I am
Dude, you gotta
downloading
share it
it
with me.
though. I'm gonna download it. But can you
You
guys
gotta
see it in the
download and
reflection of
share it
my
with me.
glasses? It's like I hope not. Here, hold on, let me move my
I
glasses
can't
so
see
you
it. Look away. Look away.
hold on. This is outrageous. Uh I'll have to log in with Starfleet Boy After Dark to hit the like button on it, but It's it's very explicit. Wow. Okay. Downloaded, saved into the V'ger archive. What was I trying to do? I was trying to do an innocent tweet, and I got that. I
Yes,
think
yeah,
now
yeah.
Twitter thinks I want that kind of imagery on my timeline, so it's feeding me what I want, which is funny.
You know, but
All right.
it's funny because sometimes my web traffic can be questionable, and when my web traffic is questionable, I start seeing these weird Twitter accounts pop up showing me random videos about the questionable stuff that I search.
Mhm. Because the
So
thing is, like the apps, like are paying attention to, are tracking like what you're
ooh,
searching and like your keyboard strokes and stuff like that. So like that's why like you like talk about something,
I hope it's not
to like
tracking my keyboard strokes. No, I'm
your
just kidding.
friends, and
I
then the next
love that
thing.
I just signed. I just came on and Braxton's deep, sexy voice is talking about strokes. Oh Lord! Woo! Ow.
You have a
Hey,
great voice.
Ruben.
Ruben's not wrong. You have a great voice.
Yeah, you do have a really good voice.
I'm gonna send out this tweet in just a second so you guys can make it show. Ruben, we're talking about Lower Decks. Braxton doesn't
Yes.
vibe with the show.
No way!
Ruben doesn't like Lower Decks.
Ruben
No.
I've only
hasn't-
seen the first episode.
Yeah, Ruben
Ruben
hasn't
doesn't
seen the
like any show-
episode.
any Star Trek.
And then I think everyone else who's gonna be on the stream at some point loves Lower Decks. But after this, we're gonna talk about Venom 2 also because
Ooh, whoa,
Braxton
ooh,
went and saw
whoa,
it.
ooh, whoa.
So I'll be right back. You guys make it show for a second, please.
Braxton, you still watch the show though? Like you watch it every week?
Yes. I was just telling Starfleet boy that so the thing is, I like my Star Trek serious.
Right.
And it's just like the ridiculousness of it. But I do enjoy the I feel like it's like a love letter to Star Trek.
Right.
But it would be really cool to see the Lower Decks characters react really, really seriously to a situation. It would be really cool to see them act like they should act. But I think that in many ways would be betraying the DNA of the show. But
I mean, it's
I'm
Rick
just
and Morty, dude. Like Rick and Morty doesn't do
That was
that.
gonna be my next question to you. Do you watch Rick and Morty? Braxton?
me?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm. Dude, I'm a hardcore sci-fi, action, fantasy. I don't really do comedy very much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do comedy that much either. I mean, until a couple years ago, I never saw Cheers or Frasier until a couple years ago, and now those are like the only two sitcoms that I like. I don't like anything else. But I don't know.
I mean, the only reason I watched those shows is because I was a kid in the 80s and my parents were watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually never seen Cheers since the 80s, so I'd be curious to see, because I didn't get much of the jokes when I was young. I used to watch it, but I was still like half of the jokes you wouldn't get because they were very adult.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be curious to see.
I think. I'm sorry, Ruben. Go ahead.
No. I was just be curious to see how I would react to like Cheers now. Like Frasier, I was older when Frasier came out. I was never into it,
Mm-hmm.
but.
Yeah.
But still, I'd be curious to see what it would be like to watch that. Like all those old 80s sitcoms. Because I went back and watched Different Strokes one time. I watched the first season of Different Strokes. I used to love Different Strokes when I was a kid. And oh my God. And instantly in that first episode, you could see why Arnold, Gary Coleman, was just a megastar. He's just instantly charming from like the minute you see him on the screen.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Marcelo. I cut you off.
No, but I think no, I cut you off first, so I deserve that. I think
it's like a fucking
chop, chop.
fight.
Yeah. I think that the level of humor in Cheers is a little bit more highbrow than the level of jokes in Frasier. The level of jokes in Frasier is much more right to the point and much more um, what's the word? Uh, I have no idea what the word is, but it's much more slapstick. Slapsticky kind of jokes. And I feel that the jokes in Cheers, you have to sort of think about the jokes before you can laugh. If that makes any sense. Which
Right.
I could be way off. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I could be way off on that point because I'm not a comedy writer. I can't write comedy to save my
Where
life.
where is Cheers and Frasier? Is that on a streaming service
Yeah,
somewhere?
yes.
Netflix, something
Frasier,
else.
no, Frasier is on
Peacock.
Peacock.
no, not Peacock. Hulu actually.
Huh.
Okay.
And Frasier Cheers is also on Paramount Plus, which I know you don't have, Ruben.
No.
But
And
I believe
I came close though. I came close.
yeah,
Ruben, when are
yeah.
you gonna get Paramount Plus, dude? Get the one that has commercials like I have.
I
What
can't
was that?
stand
That
commercials.
one's like $5 a month, right?
Or is it $5.99?
I just
Yeah,
tweeted
but
the tweet, guys, just so you
yeah,
know.
You know, I feel like PJ when he does his watch alongs, you know, he does not he's not sensitive to the people who watch with commercials. You know, like I watch along and then like
Oh.
by the end of it I'm like 20 minutes behind.
You have to watch on replay and pause us on every commercial. It's the only way.
The day Paramount Plus gets me is when TNG goes away from Netflix. That's the only way they'll get me.
Mm.
yeah, but
Until then, I'll find other ways to get my Voyager. I'll miss Voyager, but
But Ruben, but you talk so much Trek, dude. Like I feel like you should start watching the shows, dude.
no,
no.
it's not good. It's just better if I don't. It's just
Ruben,
better if I don't.
Ruben, Ruben has one of the best philosophies that a Trek fan could have. You know what that philosophy is? If he doesn't like a Trek show, guess what? This is the most amazing concept I've ever heard come out of a Trek fan. You want to hear it? This is the most amazing thing ever. If he doesn't like a particular Star Trek show, no matter what we tell him or no matter what we say, he won't watch it because he doesn't want to make his life fucking miserable.
I think he
is
watches
a
all.
genius because of that.
I think he watches all the shows and pretends he doesn't.
In secret, yeah, in secret.
Yeah, he secretly
Probably
watches
more.
all
Are you
of
gonna
them.
send me that
I actually have
photo?
two. I have two Paramount Plus accounts, so I can watch on two different computers. I've thought about it. I've thought about watching because I do love Star Trek, so I have thought about going back, trying to watch Discovery or whatever. But like, I don't. I just think it's better if I don't.
Honestly,
I couldn't watch this latest episode of Lower Decks with my mother. I have never.
Why not?
As she's an adult and I'm an adult, and I don't really like censor things. We watch Game of Thrones together, like, but somehow I couldn't watch this
It
episode.
was
of
seeing
Lower
the
Decks.
sexual situations with your mother that would make you feel awkward.
It would make me feel like so awkward to watch it with her. And she's even asked, she's like, "How come we haven't watched Star Trek Lower Decks?" And I said, "Oh, there's no show this week." I lied to her and said, "There's no show this week that it's on
Oh my
hiatus."
gosh! Wow.
And we're just gonna, yeah, I totally like.
I'm gonna call
lied to
her.
Yeah, no, don't
Like,
call her.
Mom, he's
But
lying.
it's just like it was like just like on a personal note. I guess it was like really, it was a lot to come out to her. So if she saw this like on the screen,
did they box it out in the show? Like that's how.
yeah,
It was?
it's like that. This is exact a screen cap from the show. So yeah, if she saw this, like I don't think I could ever function after that, like knowing that my mother and I share this image, this experience of this image together. So yeah, I just wanted to show it.
And what you think that your mother would think like about like you like in that position or something like? I mean, I don't think it would be that big of a deal.
I mean, I don't
dude.
want to
Like,
think that my mom would think of that.
I think it's just you, dude. I think it's just you.
I don't
You
know.
know,
I
But,
think
like,
you should have
the-
watched it.
The possibility. No, I can't.
God,
I can't do it. I
pictures
can't
of
watch
my
she
it.
probably
house.
would have found it very titillating.
I love the choice of word because she would probably titillating is something that my mom would experience. Like older people experience that. I think.
She probably would have said something so funny. and now it's lost to
I
some other
think she would have
timeline.
thrown her Bible at the TV because she's very she's very spiritual or religious, whatever you want to call it. So I think she would have like screamed through her Bible at the TV and then said something like, "What is this? This is not Star Trek."
But you know your mother, and we do not.
She would
So
have.
yeah.
She would have like started listening to all those like hating Star Trek channels.
She would have gone.
She would have gone down the rabbit hole into fucking alt right Star
Miranda,
Trek.
Actually, she would become like Doomcock's poster old lady. Like he'd be like,
Hey,
"This new Star Trek series has traumatized this old lady." Raw. You know,
Your mom gets like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube when she starts her own channel to
You know-
bitch about Star Trek.
some of those guys can be so like homophobic and terrible. Like
Oh,
you know,
that's
somehow like Google like or YouTube like gave like one of their streams like to me as a recommendation, and I just fucking opened it, and like there was like these four guys like having like this like homophobic discussion, and like it was titled like Spock is gay, and they were like these dudes who were like in their 50s, and like you know they were just like total like gross homo haters, and you know I wanted to like say something in the chat, but then I didn't want to get attacked, so I just like you know stopped it, but and gave it a thumbs down. But yeah, dude, like yeah, some of those people are just terrible.
Yeah, some of them it's weird because some of them make really good points and then suddenly descend into like this. I call it seeing ghosts, where they just start seeing wokeness and everything, even though it's no different than anything else from 10, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? They just want us. They want to see it. I mean, yeah, in some cases, sure, maybe it's a little bit questionable, but it is weird. It is weird. I mean, like Marcelo said, like a lot of people have told me I could probably get a big following on YouTube if I sat there and actually watched these shows and bitched about them, because that's what I would end up doing, is bitching about them, not because of wokeness or anything like that, but I would just tear them apart because that's what I do, you know, because if I don't like the show, right? But it's like that's to me that's such a waste of energy. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather just not watch it and then have fun with you guys while you watch it than watch it and just be miserable, you know, and be like, why am I wasting my time watching? Like I used to play video games with this guy who would bitch about the game every single day. And I'm like, just turn off the fucking game. There's like 10,000 other games, dude. There's like, you know what I mean?
I guess
it doesn't make any sense to me, you know,
Yeah.
other than the kind of idea of, I think some of them, I don't want to like excuse them or anything, but I think some of them take on a personality because it gets clicks.
Yeah, I would just like to say that this is not an excuse channel for any other channel. So I appreciate you bringing up those other YouTubers, but I don't think we're here. I don't watch any of them, so
I don't watch any of them
you know,
either.
so what I'm
That's why I
trying
don't
to say
even
is like
yeah.
I don't know how to like even account for their shows or their behavior, but I do get the general vibe of like Doomcock and crew is just a negative vibe. Like I don't know specifically what they're talking about, but it always seems like they're
Right.
angry and like yelling and you know insulting someone. You know, whether it's homosexuals or transsexuals or anyone, just like you know they insult just about everyone probably. But
Yeah.
but that's just the vibe I get, and I stay away from that completely. And so I'm sorry you got sent that and had to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm glad you did because now you know what it's like out there in the wilderness of the world.
It's important to know what's out there, dude.
No, it is crazy. It's crazy.
as-
If you keep clicking and clicking and you go down that rabbit hole,
As-
it takes you to some strange places.
As a person who is you know involved in media stuff and things like that, all I can say is that like at the end of the day, like what's going to make that go away is people just stop watching it. So hopefully more and more people like realize that maybe this is not the way I want my ideas presented.
Oh, you cut out or something there.
He muted
Someone
himself?
muted me. I think Marcelo muted me. He didn't want me to finish this.
I don't have that power.
Oh,
Is Marcelo your moderator or something? How does
He's
he
I
have
am
my
the
not the
power to
moderator.
moderator.
mute
he
you?
he gets paid by some of these.
Yeah, the true way is like in fashion we say you buy quality clothing, you pay, you pay for good stuff with your wallet. So like if you want sustainable things that are not, part of the system that, is destroying our environment, you pay the extra and you get it. So it's the same, I think, when it comes to your ideas. If you want your ideas and opposition presented in a way that's calm and meaningful, then like keep looking for that content and don't give any more fuel to the other content. And that's it. That's the end of Starfleet Boy After Dark. We've no, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
Be the change you want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Hashtag be the
Totally.
change you want to see. Wow, how do we go? How do we recover from that? I think the algorithm's going to show this to all those channels, and then we're going to be on those channels. Did you see what these nerds were saying
Oh my
about
gosh,
our
they're gonna be
channels?
attacked. But no, we were talking about Lower Decks and like why you didn't want to show your mom, and then
Oh yeah,
it just like
and then it
went
led to
down
her
from
being.
there, dude.
That's right. She
Somewhere
was
along
gonna
the
join
lines.
Doomcock. That's right.
That's
She was
right.
gonna
That's
get
right.
recruited. That's where it was.
Mhm.
My spiral of alternate realities went a little haywire.
She's gonna be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I just
just a
love
little
Mecha
bit.
Random.
Oh my
She's like
gosh,
my favorite new
it's
person."
it's what if Starfleet Boy. I love it. What if my mom became a Star Trek hater YouTube channel, and she's constantly like attacking me on her channel.
Oh my god, this cat! Like I have to lock my cats away.
What is it?
No.
Starfleet Boy
Yeah,
is a shill.
yeah.
Like
I
is
was
Arthur in
yeah,
your room, dude?
No, is he? No, he's not in my room.
Oh, you lock Arthur out. Okay.
I don't
yeah.
lock
I
him
was
out. That he knows how to open the door and he's come in before, but he's hanging out with my sister right now.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's like his time with her. uh So, Ruben, based on seeing that image that I flashed up on the screen of Lower Decks, I just have I know we want to get past maybe the Lower Decks discussion, but I just have a few questions. This one comes from the idea for this question comes from our text message audience because they have no idea someone texted me and said, like, that's Star Trek, like, what's going on? So, like, if you just saw that and didn't know it was Star Trek, what would be your what would be your reaction to that?
I would think it's a Rick and Morty episode.
A Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff happens on Rick and Morty?
Probably. I don't really watch a lot of Rick. I'm actually watching Rick and Morty now.
I feel like it's more like The
on
Simpsons.
HBO.
But whatever, maybe.
But Rick and Morty does do crazy shit.
no. Rick and Morty is not like The Simpsons. No.
No, I was saying
Don't
Lord
say that.
Dex
Take
is,
that back right now.
I was saying Lord
take it back.
Dex is like I was saying Lord Dex is
Okay.
like The Simpsons. Like I see it
Okay,
more as a successor or a spiritual cousin to Lower Decks is the Star Trek in the Simpsons world. That's what Bart Simpson's watching on TV is Star Trek Lower Decks.
Okay, I apologize.
That's how I see it. But I don't know.
I did enjoy seeing Mariner in the Uhura Mirror Universe costume. I thought that was really
Yeah,
nice.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and
This
I also
episode had like so many good callbacks to previous Trek stories, which was pretty cool.
But that's what Lower
But-
Decks is. Lower Decks is like a celebration of previous Star Treks. There's like throwing all these Easter eggs. It's like, oh, well, we're gonna make this like comedy show. Like, what are we gonna do? It's like, ooh, well, like we're comedy people, like not like science fiction writers. Let's just like, make a homage. Let's just have like a homage to like
I gotta
Star Trek
disagree
every
with
week.
you on one. I respect what you're saying, but I gotta disagree with one thing. These people know their Star Trek. Like they're pulling this stuff together, like with Mike McMahon's help, and it's very accurate when it comes to like the minutia and like the world building and like getting like the big picture stuff correct. I think Lower Decks, to me, it's like a show that if you translated it to live action and framed it in that tone, but in comedy as well, like you could still pull off like 80% of the gags that you see on Lower Decks, like, and it would be funny in live action. It's just it would be incredibly hard to constantly, like, they have people, you know, slicing you with a batleth, or like, you know, like Borg assimilation. So it works in animation. They can go, you know, and do like tons of scenarios. But Doctor Who kind of has a tone like how I imagine Lower Decks would be if it were live action. You know, where it's
But you
like
know,
you take the crazy with the cool, like with the science fiction. You take this like wild, absurd stuff, and it comes along, and funny stuff, and it comes along with the hardcore science fiction.
yeah, but you know something. If Star Trek Lower Decks was in live action, I don't think that I would be as forgiving. I think if it were in live action, that would really piss me off and make me upset. Um,
What if it was that like
yeah, if it, yeah,
slapsticky or however it is, like however it's
but if it was in live action, that would really make me upset. Like for some reason, I can forgive Lower Decks for all its zaniness and all its wackiness and all of its referential humor, because I know it's a animation, a comedy, and a love letter to Star Trek. But if it was exactly like it is, but in live action, I would probably be like Braxton. I would
I'll
just be
be
like,
re- I'll be
what
really
the
curious to see how you guys feel with the tone of Prodigy, because I think that's a show that's gonna like, uh, you know, blur the lines between like what could animation in Star Trek do versus live action based on what you're saying. I think it's gonna be one of those shows that like could easily be live action if it had the budget for it. But it's
no.
a great animation's a great vehicle to tell stories. I still think you can still hold up 80% of Lower Decks greatness if you turned it to a live action series. Like you can't do all the gags, but you could certainly do a lot of them, and it would still hold up. And I think they could do it again. Like I just referenced Doctor Who. I know not everyone here watches it, but Doctor Who does that crazy, zany, over the topness, but also profound and serious at the same time. And I think that's to me, that's what it feels like. Lower Decks has kind of come up with a similar recipe. Parentheses, greetings. We're talking about Lower Decks, but we actually can move on and talk about other stuff.
Oh, hold on. We have to talk about the Borg really fast and how
Okay,
wonderful
okay.
it always is to for the Borg to make an appearance. Like
Oh
I love
yeah,
seeing the Borg Queen and like
Ruben doesn't know this, but yeah, Alice Krieg or Kriega or Krieg.
well, I saw you learning that she was the voice
Yeah,
on some show. I forget which one.
it was on Lower Decks. Yeah, so it was in this episode. So that was
No,
cool.
but you were talking about it, and someone told you. They told you on. I think PJ put it on his phone.
Yeah. That was the reaction to this episode that we're talking about at Lower
Oh, okay.
Decks.
like I always love when they say that we're going to add your technological and biological
Distinctiveness.
distinctiveness to our own. You know, I absolutely love it. You know, it's like I always think it's so awesome.
Would you
know?
guys let yourself be assimilated if it meant being like the Borg Queen's right hand?
Oh hell no. I would I
Mm.
the last thing, the last thing that I would ever want to be in the Star Trek universe is a Borg. Like
But you know,
I don't
Then
know.
you would
That
be
boy
like
Queen got some
Locutus.
ass. Let me tell you.
the it would be interesting to like be a part of like the hive mind and to live for so long just because like so many people have your thoughts and your memories you know um I don't know, I think that's interesting. Like I feel like Seven of Nine was like talking about that.
I would definitely want to be assimilated if it meant being the queen, the Borg, like the Borg Queen Part Two. Um, like I would 100%. I would want to be the Borg Queen. Actually, I would be like, move over, bitch.
Would you want to wear something really low cut and sexy?
I might wear a harness. Like my version of the Borg Queen might wear a harness. I don't know. I have a harness thing, so I might wear a harness. In fact, I was a little disappointed that the Naked Time didn't have any harnesses, although Ransom was wearing a choker, I think, with a leash. So there was a little bit of BDSM
Mm, mm,
scene represented.
just a little
But yeah.
bit. Tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tip. Just a tip.
It always goes back to Boimler's black box. Just that moment. I've never.
Dude, you
seen
never sent me that photo that you saw on Twitter.
That was it.
No.
The photo
No,
that you saw on Twitter?
No. But you
Oh,
found
the other
you
one.
found another
Oh, I'll
one.
send.
Yeah.
I can't send. I
found
can't
another
show
one.
that one on here, but I'll send
Yeah.
it to you. Parentheses I says, have you talked about Foundation yet? I'm now officially in love with the show. That's awesome. We haven't talked about it. I think, did Ruben, you finally catch up? No, right?
No, I haven't seen today's episode, but I don't care about spoilers.
You don't care about spoilers.
I don't
And
care,
Braxton,
go
do
ahead.
you care if we spoil Foundation for you?
Sure.
All right, sweet. All right, so it's my favorite episode so far because, well, it spends, just to give you an idea, Braxton, Foundation. Do you know the story about like how it's based on a novel, a series of novels that was written by Isaac Asimov and all that stuff?
Dude, Al from Geek and Review, I watched his video
you watched
and
his video,
then
great.
I talked to him and he gave me like, or we
A
like
primer?
texted on Twitter and he like gave me like
The
more of a
breakdown.
rundown on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Okay.
I feel like what Brother Dawn, Brother Dusk, and Brother
Day.
Day.
Brother
Yeah,
Day. Yeah.
that sounds really interesting. Like
It
three
is super
clones of
interesting.
like the one dude.
Brother
And that's what I liked
Abs.
about this episode is that they gave us like a real detailed view of like what they go through, like just not go through, but yeah, like how the Empire works, basically, like how this whole dynamic works between the three of them. And you see like the very first Cleon setting it all up and like, you know, making sure his genetic legacy continues, you know, until forever or whatever. And we get a lot more stories about I forget her name at the moment, but there's a character who's like a robot, like
Oh yeah,
tutor slash, I don't know.
yeah. She's like the
Minis-
last robot.
Is
Really.
that the
she's like
is
the
that
last
the
robot and stuff like
is that the
that.
woman who plays like the nanny to one of the
Yeah, the
to one of
nanny,
Yeah.
the robot nanny. She's like totally a
Yeah,
robot
who
nanny.
gets hit with the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I didn't watch episode 3 yet, but I did this week rewatch 1 and 2 because I got my wife to watch it with me.
Space
And
Elevator.
she's in love with it now, so we're gonna make it one of our weekly shows.
Space Elevator.
I feel like the women's hair is styled really
Mm.
interesting.
But yeah, no, the show's production values are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple TV is not fucking around.
They're not. No, but I like with Apple like that's the first Apple TV that I actually go out of my way to watch that show on the best TV that I have in my house. So because I just want to see all the amazing images and all the visual effects. But I think Foundation is a stunningly well-made show. But for my taste, it just goes a little bit too deep with the political allegories. But that's something I can overlook. It doesn't really.
Hey, Blue. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Blue says it's a gorgeous show. Oh, I still
Okay.
have the Lower Decks banner up. What a bad host I am.
Yes, you do.
There we go. Nance's Foundation. Now people know what we're talking about. We finally moved on from being boimed. Not Starfleet Boy. Starfleet Boy will think about that image until he's an old man. I'll have it framed, keep it in my wallet. There'll be
I can tell you an interesting story about my life, which is why images like that don't affect me. But I worked in theater. I worked in theater for 7 years.
I was like, "Where's this going?"
And
it's story time, everybody.
I have many friends in the theater, and one of them had written a one-man show that was very personal to him. And he asked a handful of us to go to his house to watch him perform it and give him feedback, basically. I had no idea what the show was about. It was called The Naked Ventriloquist.
The Naked Ventriloquist?
Yeah, I said, all right, cool. This guy is a great guy,
Alright.
great actor. Worked with him a bunch of times on a bunch of shows. Love him to death. So we're sitting there in his living room that he's made into a stage, and he's doing the show, and then it goes. Act 1 ends. He goes backstage, and he comes out completely naked for Act 2, and he does all of Act 2 with his dong out right in my face. I mean, just feet away from me. So, little black box around a cartoon.
I mean, did you enjoy the second act of the
Oh
show?
yeah, no, I saw the show 3 times. Because
because
he had
every time, Ruben.
He had 2 feet. He had 2 feedback nights, and then he had to perform one. I went to one performance because he actually performed it eventually before a real audience, but full audience. So I saw that.
So that image reminds you of a good memory, then.
Yeah. Bill's show was great.
So you're saying penis in your face is not an issue?
It's not an issue.
Not an issue.
Come to think of it, I can think of another story where I had penis in my face randomly.
I mean, hey, we don't have to tell all of our secrets.
As a straight man, it's interesting how many
no,
pieces.
but I watch
that
like,
story didn't involve me, right? Because I don't think I've ever been that drunk around you.
No, it did not.
Okay. I was like, whoa, thank God.
Yeah, that's her.
Is that the hairstyle you were talking about, Braxton?
Badass Data.
There was a black girl or a person of color, like a younger girl.
Oh,
who had
Gail.
like a really interesting hair.
Maybe it was Gail. Oh no, you know who was? He's talking about Salvo. Yeah,
Salvo.
Yeah.
From the late. You saw the latest episode,
Marshal,
or you
right?
just saw images from the latest episode?
Well, in the first episode, you see her hair really. She has like an interesting hairdo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she plays the Marshal, right? That's her title, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're talking about
The
this
Warden,
character.
no?
The Warden.
I'm fucking. Oh.
Is that the hair?
Yeah.
No, she's like a lighter skinned girl.
So it's
But
probably Gail.
she's a girl. Like she looks like
It's probably Gail, then,
a younger woman. Yeah.
All right, let me find her.
Gail with 2 A's and no I.
Or Gal. You could pronounce that
Gal girl. No, it's Gail.
Or
2
Gal.
A's, no I.
Yeah, it's Gaal, but they pronounce it Gail. Unless the subtitles are fucked up.
Mm.
The book. Oh wait, this one won't. Hold on, maybe I have to do something. Oh jeez.
But yeah, watching it the second time, I was really paying attention to the production and how they use digital backgrounds. So many times, but it's just like they do it so. In most cases, there's a couple of shots where you're like, it's kind of a tough angle to do.
That's the girl. Yeah.
Hey,
No, that's not the interesting hairstyle that I saw from the show, but that is the girl.
All right,
she's the main character, basically.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing something interesting with Foundation. The stories in the books span over 500 years. And it's a whole bunch of different characters. Like none of the characters you start with, you end up with. And then you get prequels, which introduces new characters and then all kinds of stuff. But it's a 500-year like story. And so the way they're doing it on the show, which I think is interesting, is on the... it's not going to be it's kind of more complicated than this, but on the good guy side, there's that character Gal who has been frozen in stasis, so she's going to appear sometime later. And so she'll be able to like kind of, extend her life that way. They already established this one character in this episode who travels a lot. And so he's in stasis a lot and he's younger than he's supposed to be. He looks young, or he is younger than his peers who have now all grown old, because he's kind of cheated, because when he travels from one planet to another, he's in stasis. And so like everyone else ages like on their planet, but then he doesn't really age as much as them or whatever. So that's going to be her thing, is I think we're going to follow her throughout this whole series. But on the other side, on the bad guy side, you have Emperor Cleon, who's part of this genetic dynasty, which is kind of a genius thing. I kind of want a genetic dynasty for me now. I'd like to have like a clone, 2 clones of myself, just like continuing my legacy throughout time. It would be pretty awesome. And if I raise them, they're going to be exactly like me. It's the best thing ever.
Would I be able to purchase a clone of you for myself?
No.
Damn.
The genetic dynasty would not allow it. But it's a great way to have like this one character kind of, and it's a clever way of showing immortality without being immortal in a sense. Like so, it's interesting. I'm really vibing with those aspects.
I love that
and
whole
concepts
idea.
of
really
the
interesting to me.
show.
Yeah,
About
that's
extending
very
your
cool.
lifespan, and is that right? Like it tackles that nature and stuff like that. So it's a pretty bodacious show. I highly recommend it. It is. It's pretty bodacious.
Pretty bodacious.
It's pretty-
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch that and Ted Lasso tomorrow morning.
I am behind on Ted Lasso. Are you watching Ted Lasso, Marcelo?
I am almost done with season 1. And that's all I'll say. I'm almost done with season 1. But
I'm 3 episodes
Ted
behind,
Lasso
or 4.
is a wonderful TV show.
Yeah, are you watching that, Braxton?
No, I have Apple TV, but I haven't watched any shows.
Oh man, I think Apple TV is my favorite streaming service right now.
Oh, very cool.
Thank you.
Because I just started realizing like last night I was like, oh, I haven't caught up on Mythic Quest. And I was like, holy
that's a
cow,
great show
I watch
too. That
Mythic
is a really
Quest
good
too.
show.
Like I watch almost every show they have.
Yeah, they have really
It's weird.
because they have so few shows. And they're in their
Super quality.
they're in their
Everything's.
infancy. They're like pulling out all the stops, and they're like really.
Oh, I can't wait till they buy Paramount.
So
They reboot Star Trek. Ah,
so interestingly, like,
Apple
Paramount
Star Trek.
Plus is my most used TV viewing app because obviously I watch Star Trek, but then also I watch a lot of Drag Race as
Drag
well.
Race is on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Parentheses asks, so the 3 clones would be Starfleet Boy, Starfleet Man, and Starfleet Grandpa. I think there would be like Starfleet Kid, Starfleet Boy, and Starfleet Man, because Starfleet Boy never gets old. Like 40's around the time that we retire the older clone, like maybe 45 or 50.
Starfleet Man is my YouTube channel. It's coming soon.
Starfleet Boy never becomes a grandpa, unfortunately. He just goes to, oh, you know what it would be? Starfleet Daddy or Zaddy. Starfleet Zaddy.
Ooh, I like that.
Starfleet
Daddy.
Starfleet Boy, don't fear growing old. It's just like it's just like good health and good luck. And that's the reason why you get old. It'll be a wonderful gift to get there.
That's very like wise and feels true, and I will heed your words, Braxton. But it still would be cool to have 3 versions of me that are just continually, doing this show for forever. Maybe it could just go on.
I mean, you're already like on 50 streams as it is now, right?
Oh my goodness! Don't call me out for that. No, it's only like a handful of streams. It just feels like I'm on a lot of streams because it's a small community. There's not a lot of YouTubers that are doing what we all kind of do. I think it's like a smaller community.
There's not a lot of positive YouTubers talking about Star Trek and doing what we do. I think that's a caveat that you had to put in there.
I like the word fair better, but yeah, I think positive is definitely my tone. But you don't have to be. Ruben's tone is critical, and he still is fair, except for when it comes to Star Trek Picard.
But Ruben is here because he's part of the Motley Crew because of you. If he wasn't your friend, we would have probably kicked him out ages ago.
Really? Oh wow, that's sad. I didn't realize that. Ruben,
probably true.
Damn, Ruben, that was a terrible burn that Marcelo just gave you, dude.
I'm used to it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
No, but I get called a hater all the time. And I'm like, I don't even watch anything. How do I hate
Poor
shit?
Trek on the Tube gets called a hater as well. And I think maybe PJ has experienced that, but...
Oh, by the way, speaking of Trek on the Tube, I'm almost done with Star Trek Voyager, and when I get finished with that show, I'm going to tell him so he can give you crap about it, because it is inexcusable that I'm almost finished with that show and you're not done yet.
What, with Voyager?
Yeah. I started after you did.
Chakotay. That's my Janeway. Chakotay.
That's very good.
I love Voyager, though. Don't get me wrong. I watch Voyager. I actually do miss that. Actually, I'm a little annoyed that Netflix lost it.
Yeah.
If society were to collapse, a foundation would have to be created to preserve the wisdom of Starfleet. Oh, thank you. Yeah, like I don't know what's gonna happen if society collapses. What happens to YouTube videos? Like, do you think it's something that? Do you think YouTube, the entire archive of YouTube, is worth preserving, like in a vault of some kind, and like passing it on to preserving it so future generations can
I mean,
not
Dude, I
like
feel like
there's a lot of useful stuff on YouTube, but there's a lot
there's
of not useful stuff on YouTube.
Google has all these redundant servers. Like, I feel like,
yeah, but
you
I
know,
feel like you need to put it in outer space and send it out into the universe.
and there's
Like,
probably even some like 120 feet underground. Like, I feel like the data would be safe.
I'm worried about digital preservation in general because the data could be safe, but if you don't know how to read it, like analog's different. Like a picture you pick up and you look at it and like it's already there for you. But to see a photo that was taken digitally and doesn't exist in a printed form, you have to like find the hard drive, figure out how the hard drive works, plug that into a computer, create a screen that's compatible. Like they're
Well, I
probably
think
gonna see
eventually we'll get to like this. I always call it the Star Trek computer, which is like the cloud.
it
Everything's
is the
just everything's just stored on this cloud. Society collapses, but then some parts can connect to the cloud and are still able to access the information, like all the shit we've talked about for decades on the internet and
like
videos.
when humanity becomes too big to fail, which is what like a galactic world like in Foundation. PE says if society were to collapse, oh, I already read that. Wow, it's like so
Have a
crazy.
drink. You should take a shot every time you do that. One show and see what
Take
happens.
a shot every time I glitch.
Yeah.
Blue says, I hated Venom 2. What did you all
Wow.
think? Wow. I didn't see it, but I think I'm going to like it. I like Tom Hardy. I haven't seen Venom 1 either, but I already think I'm going to like it. I don't know if Braxton's seen part 2. I already know how he feels. No one else saw part 2, right?
I didn't, but I do know something about part 2 that
Did you
people
see
who
part
haven't
1 of
seen it.
Venom? Did you see Venom part 1, the first one with Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And
I
you did
did.
too, Ruben?
I think so.
How could you not remember, dude? It's not that long ago. It's only like 2018.
Braxton
Yeah,
Phillipson.
but it probably wasn't that interesting to me, so I
Well,
forgot it quickly.
Braxton and Marcelo, fill us in on part 1 and then tell us about part 2.
So I own the first Venom movie, and I've probably seen the first Venom like 10 times, and I did watch it uh,
What do you love about
tonight.
Venom that you watch it 10 times? That's awesome.
So I think the really great thing about the Venom movies is Tom Hardy's acting, the way that
That's
he
what I
like
wondered.
portrays like a person who is always talking to someone else who's in his head. I think that it is really well acted physically. Like it's really, really believable, and like I think that the CG and the coordination between like him reacting and talking to the symbiont and like the way that they're doing the CG is just really, really good. Oh my God, please stop. Please stop. Him start over my cat. He's just like running in front of me. So I just think that it's really well acted. I think that the second one is significantly better than the first. I think that the first Venom movie had a really, really, really weak villain. I hated Ra's Ahmed as that guy who's like Mark Zuckerberg but different. I didn't like that storyline. Like Woody Harrelson was a better villain for the second film. Woody Harrelson is totally in like natural born killers mode, but I really, really liked that. Michelle Williams' wig was significantly better than the first movie. Like the first movie, like it was terrible.
Wait, who does Michelle Williams play?
His ex-girlfriend.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was better than the first.
And you knew
Like,
about Carnage and all that stuff, or you didn't know anything about all that stuff, or
so
just
I
from
did know about Carnage, but like that's different than like the comic book version, the story that they're telling, which is
Gotcha.
cool. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed the story that they told, and then they seem to be wrapping it up into the larger story that like Disney is telling. So yeah, I mean I gave it two thumbs up. I thought it was good. Like I really enjoy Tom Hardy's acting. I thought that was super good.
Is Venom 2 available digitally, or it's only in the theaters?
Movies only.
Oh.
It's a strong recommendation from me.
I'm waiting for Dune. Dune's going to be the first I see, so maybe after Dune I'll go see Venom 2. That gives me time to watch Venom 1, which I've never seen, so cool.
Hmm.
I already like Tom Hardy, so I'm already interested in the Venom series. I just hadn't gotten around to it. There's a lot of Tom Hardy's really good.
Toddy was saying that the first Venom was terrible, but then, like I saw the first Venom like three times in the theater, and then I actually bought it and like watched it like seven more times. And that movie made 850 plus $1 million. So it was really, really successful, like commercially. I think so. I feel like I've heard people say that, oh, they don't like it, but then people say that they don't fucking like Star Trek. So like people,
You ju-
not everybody's gonna like everything. I just
you
kind of is
just
what
said
it
that
is.
people who watch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing you, but I was gonna say you just said that people who watch Lower Decks aren't real Star Trek fans. You said that tonight.
I didn't say that, dude.
No, I know. So I'm just teasing you. I promise. Uh, Venom. There's a spoiler in the chat from PE that says the post credit scene. Did you watch the post credit scene? In Venom 2 seems to set the stage for Venom to enter the MCU. That was the part of the movie that I was most excited by.
I did.
What
I
what
did see
happens? What
that.
happens? Give us this.
So,
Give us the
so here's
tea.
the thing. So post credit scene, like Venom's like, oh, dude, like, uh, um, Tom Hardy's character, I forget what his name is right now, but he's like,
Eddie
oh,
Brock.
Brock.
he's like Eddie Brock. He's like, you know, like, do you want to like know like the knowledge that I have? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh well, you're not ready for like 8 billion years of like hive mind multiversal knowledge. And then like Eddie Brock starts experiencing something, and then there's like a change in universe. But the thing is, the Venom symbiote revealed to him that they have like all these billions of years of hive mind multiversal knowledge. So a
Mm.
thing, so like Venom saw like Spider-Man on TV, and he instantly knew who he was because the first symbiote that interacted with Spider-Man in those like other movies, you know, that were from before, like
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3, like that, this symbiote that's in this Venom movie has that hive mind knowledge from the other one. So he sees like Spider-Man on TV and he like licks the screen because he's like, ooh, like I
So
know his power and I like want to be like with him, you
So I
know?
guess they're establishing that the Venom that we saw in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was a different Venom or a different universe or somewhere in the multi.
It's a different black slimy thing.
Yeah, than the one. So this is Tom
It was a
Holland's.
different symbiote.
This is gonna be Tom Holland's Venom. So does that mean that the multiverse of madness is it suggesting that Venom will be in the multiverse of madness? I mean,
I
sorry, or
Or
not
the
that.
next Spider-Man movie.
Sorry, Spider-Man. No Way Home.
Mhm.
That's what I was really meaning to say.
Either one,
I would
really.
think that Venom's going to be in Spider-Man: No Way Home. People were talking about how Tom Hardy had a Spider-Man like No Way Home hat on, and then it
Oh, I
got
did
like
remember seeing something
deleted
like that.
off of Twitter.
I remember seeing or hearing something like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's
Well, there was a
interesting.
picture a lot like the one from Lower Decks with Tom Hardy on his back and then Tobey Maguire in the background.
But there was a scene like I feel like hanging out and spending time with a superhero would simply be just too dangerous. I feel like they always get you in situations where you almost die and you have like this horrible, scary experience before they like save your life. Like this poor woman, Michelle Williams, like I feel like Eddie Brock has just put her in so much fucking danger. Like after the shit that she has been through, like I would never ever want to see him again.
A real
Yeah.
world, a world with real superheroes would be the most fucking terrifying post-apocalyptic world. There'd be chaos constantly.
Is it like The Boys? Do you think it's like The Boys?
Oh no, it'd be worse than that. It'd be worse than that. It'd be worse than that. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. We'd be living
Buildings coming
underground.
down.
Yeah, like society would be
Yeah.
in chaos. Imagine you only need one evil Superman
Uh-huh.
to fuck shit up. Like all over the place, because Superman can fuck shit up.
I forgot how much I enjoy Woody Harrelson. Um, like the only what have I seen with Woody Harrelson in besides like Cheers, Natural Born Killers? But he's so good. He's such a pleasure to watch.
He did the Larry
He
Flint movie,
Mm,
also did
yeah.
The People versus Larry Flint.
People versus Larry Flint.
he
Yeah.
also did a really good comedy action movie with Wesley Snipes back in the day.
Oh, White Men Can't Jump.
No,
He did Why Man Can't Jump is
yeah.
fucking awesome.
But I'm talking about the one that they did after that. I'm talking about Money Train.
Oh, Money Train. They were good in Money Train. I did
Yeah.
see Money Train too. Yeah. Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's really good, dude. But like
Yeah.
this role, he was very much like a zany, crazy guy. Like he played in Natural
Like,
Born Killers.
yeah, like Natural Born Killers. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see Juliette Lewis in something too.
She hasn't been anything in a while, huh?
Does she always play like a slow kind of character?
Juliette Lewis?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because in my experience, like I feel like most of the shows or movies that I've seen her on, she plays like a girl who's kind of slow.
Or do you mean that she talks slow? Are you making fun of Southern people now?
No, like I feel like she's got like she's got like
this.
she's got like this thing where she just appears like to be like very like naive and like not with it, like.
I think Woody Harrelson has that kind of vibe too. That's why they were kind of perfect, right, in that movie. But or is that just because of his character Woody on Cheers that I have him like stuck that way in my head?
Maybe that's
parentheses is right. He was in Solo.
Maybe she seems so
Hunger
innocent
Games
and
too.
naive.
I
that
think
she
it's because
seems
they
slow.
both have Southern accents, and you think Southern accents
Woody
are slow.
Harrelson.
No, I'm just kidding.
Woody Harrelson in Cheers was particularly a character that I didn't like that much because he always seemed to me to be the butt of like every joke.
Yeah, he was kind of the dummy. Yeah, they can make
it
fun
really annoyed me the way that the writers of Cheers wrote him.
I loved it because you're endeared to him because he goes through so much abuse. It's like maybe also
as a writer
I can relate to
as
that
a writer.
character.
I'm like, dude, just give me like 6 weeks and I can fix this.
Oh no, Woody Harrelson's you can't touch Cheers, Marcelo. I'm sorry, it's off.
The 80s were insensitive times.
Are they gonna remake Cheers? Is it gonna happen in our lifetime?
They should reboot it with Zac Efron playing Woody
Sam
Harrelson's
Malone.
role.
No one can replace
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Like, there's no way. And
I want to be Norm. We should do Cheers. We should do ourselves.
No, but it's funny. It's funny that that you mentioned Cheers because a lot of people in my family know that I do the show, although they never watch the show because they're always scared about what I tell them when I talk about on the show. But I tell them like,
we don't talk about anything scary.
Star Trek? I mean,
yeah,
no, but sometimes we go a little bit.
We get Jesse Gender to play Diane.
Yeah, we go a little nuts. So, like, my family said the other day, your thing on Friday is like your local trip to Cheers, and I'm like, yeah, there my Cheers. Like I come here every Friday
Mm-hmm.
and I have fun. I drink, I talk, I get mad, and I get happy. So,
Mm-hmm.
The first
you know,
time you were on the show, I had to look up your name because I didn't know everybody's name. No, I'm just kidding. I did already
you
know.
did. You, come on, you know my name. Come on.
Sometimes you want to go. There could never be a Cheers reboot. You can just re-air Cheers. Do you think like wouldn't it be nice if like a network just re-aired a show from start to ending and just said like we're not gonna like redo the show, but we think it deserves to be re-aired from start to finish
I think they
on
should make not only
on
That's
Prime
reboot
streaming
Video.
for.
Cheers, but do spin-off shows of Cheers and do an animated version of Cheers.
Mm, mm.
It should
That
be
would be-
Who would
Cheers
they
Lower
follow
Decks.
in the spinoff?
Cheers Lower Decks.
Well, it's like the or what do you call it? The back room.
Cheers Malone, where he's like a Vietnam soldier where he's murdering people. And he's like ripping, and he collects eyes, so they get to rip the eyes out. Echem style.
The eyebrow. Come on.
Oh no, Eacher, poor
This,
Eacher.
this week on Cheers Malone.
Do you think it? Do you think
My
it should be
heart
called?
hurts.
Should it be called Cheers 2 or Cheers TNG? What should it be called? Like what should the
Cheers
Oh, here we
again.
go. We have Cheers again. Actually, there you
Cheers.
go. Okay.
What
Cheers
about
again.
No, I got
Mo
it.
Cheers? Like
I
M-O
got it.
apostrophe. Mo Cheers.
No,
No, I
it.
like Cheers
I got
again
it.
because it's
Cheers.
like something you would say.
Cheer. Look, I got it. Cheers, another round. Okay,
Oh, that's even better.
Cheers, another round. Yeah, I like that, dude.
cheers, another
That's
round.
there you go. That's terrible,
Oh, no.
but it's good.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what?
This
what
is
show
Marcelo's
that-
show, everybody. He just came out. Marcelo,
Yeah,
you
come on,
ruined any
Marcelo.
chance of the show being made now because they're not going to want to take your idea and do it. Cause
No, actually, CBS. If you're listening to me right now, you can take all my ideas that I have for Cheers, but I have one request. Please let me sit in on a meeting of the Star Trek Discovery's writers' room, please.
oh wow, you
just
don't even want to
one
sit in
meeting.
on your own shows. You wanna, like,
He's using his brilliant Cheers idea just to
Cheers
get into
idea.
Star Trek.
to get it to Star Trek. Wow, that's amazing. That's really a freebie there. That's great.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, look. In all seriousness, I probably would learn a lot from sitting in that room for a while.
This would be me in that writer's room.
Yeah, just
Let my
That's what you're gonna
belief
do.
in you sustain you, Marcelo.
You're gonna rip each Abe's eye out.
That's
That's what you're gonna do. That's what Star Trek needs right now. Is fucking people's eyeballs being ripped out.
Nobody needs that, Ruben. That hurt me so bad, dude. Did you watch that, dude?
Picard's the only show I watched from start to finish,
Oh, that hurt so bad.
and I
dude.
did not enjoy any of it except episode 1.
I hate that they threw Icheb away. I mean, I realize that they probably did not want Icheb in the show because of the issues with that actor who played him in the 90s.
Right.
But, just to like throw that character away, I was so hurt by that.
They tossed
No,
him
but,
aside like nothing,
and
right?
Also, the thing that's very distressing about that particular episode, the person who wrote it, Kristen Beyer, she adores Voyager. She's one of the best Star Trek novelists that we have right now, and she wrote that. So I'm like, really, like that's what you're gonna do when you have an opportunity to write a Star Trek episode. You're gonna do
Wait.
that.
When you guys see Seven of Nine's arc completed, you're gonna be like, "Oh, it's poetic. It makes sense." It's just that we're living in the moment, and you're still too close to your grief. So
Now, you know what? Now, I do. Okay. You know what?
Ruben really
Touche.
like that answer.
Touche.
I did. I really
It
like
was-
that.
It was very painful. But when she like came for that woman, she said, "Bitch, you killed my son."
Yeah,
Like,
she did.
bitch,
She
you
said-
gotta
it was
die.
already rewarded.
Yeah,
That's true,
like,
she was like
You-
that.
it was
It's true.
just so powerful. Like, oh, like you killed my son.
I know.
like,
I loved it. It's very
yeah.
powerful. It's true. That's like a powerful moment, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. It
You
is.
guys should
Yeah.
improv an episode of Cheers Another Round. Starfleet Boy should be the Woody character. I am down to improv, but I'm a terrible improver. So if you guys are down to improv, I'm
No, I'm
down to do
horrible at
it.
that. I'm a
I
writer.
think
suck at
Marcelo
improv.
should be Sam Malone's character updated. What are the names of our characters? Should we just go by like our current radio names or whatever?
awful.
Radio names.
I get to
whatever.
be Norm, right?
Marcelo, you want to be Sam? Ish?
Yeah, I'll be Sam. I'll be Sam-ish.
And then who would you like to be, Braxton?
Like, I don't know anybody in
On
Cheers.
Cheers, you don't know Cheers.
That's you can.
Like-
Okay,
You're just
so,
okay.
You
So you're the
don't
guest
know
star.
nobody's name.
Dude,
okay.
who was Sally Field in Cheers?
She wasn't.
Shelley
she's-
Long.
Shelley
Shelley
Long.
Oh, she was
Long.
Diane.
Diane.
I don't
Yeah,
remember which.
so for the sake of this
Well,
improv,
I'll be Kirstie Alley.
Okay, good.
Yes, I agree. Okay, you're.
But in this
Kirstie-
episode, you're actually Kirstie Alley as Savick, who time traveled back to the bar and Cheers.
That's perfect. Whoa. I almost knocked over my water here.
Oh,
right.
wow, dude. You have no wine tonight, dude?
I had stomach ache, so I'm not drinking wine
Okay.
or any alcohol tonight. So that's probably why I sound like a little sad because I don't have my Friday night.
You don't have your Jesus juice, dude.
I don't have my
Mhm.
Jesus juice tonight, so it's all right. But you know, you got to take care of the old stomach. You got to make sure it's in good condition. So
That you
sometimes
do.
you just give up a little bit of wine for 1 week and you're good. I did, however, take a medical grade edible earlier, and that's making me feel great. Like I feel like my muscles are super relaxed and like, things like this. So yeah, that was very nice. And yeah, I just felt my shoulder crack, and I want to stretch. Maybe I want to dance. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
shoot,
dance. It's that kind of night.
Oh, shit, dude. Yeah.
All right, so setting is Cheers Bar and Cheers Another Round. Starfleet Boy is behind the bar. Marcelo is the manager. You are Kirstie Alley Savick from the future, Braxton, and Ruben is Norm, the Norm equivalent, so he's just Ruben.
I'm the Norm equivalent, but I don't actually drink.
Yeah, so
I just like sitting at the bar.
all right, I'll go ahead and start. Hey, miss, nice get up there. Would you like to order something?
Oh.
Yeah, you,
Oh, me?
yeah, you miss. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I love a shot and a round.
All right, what do you want a shot of?
Oh, some strong bourbon.
Bourbon, nice. We got some Bullet. Will that do?
Oh, no. Too cheap.
Oh, too cheap? All right, let me get you some. Let's see here. Oh, here's some top shelf stuff. I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure it's good.
Okay.
Please, don't show him the top shelf. Don't show him the top shelf stuff, please. Go for some stuff in the back. It's cheaper.
But he wants the good. She wants the good stuff.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
okay, give her the good stuff.
All right.
High quality bitch over here. You see these shoes?
So what kind?
Excuse me, miss. So, what's the story with your ears? Like, is that some sort of like medical condition or something?
Oh, no. It's the hot new cosmetic surgery. These each cost me $80,000.
Dang, they're really
Hey,
convincing.
wow.
Who are you
Wow.
supposed to be, Miss? Like Spock or something?
His cousin.
Oh, okay, all right.
Mhm.
So Marcelo.
This world has spoken.
So Marcelo,
Gene Roddenberry, you.
Hey, you're rigging.
I'm sorry.
You're rigging the.
I'm sorry.
You're rigging the
Fourth wall.
fantasy here. Yeah. Like
My bad. I was just thinking about like the first guy who invented glue.
don't mind.
Like-
Don't mind Ruben over there. He's he's just tripping all the time, so he's not really.
The guy who invented glue looked at a horse and said, "Bro, if we melt that shit down, we can stick stuff to other stuff." Think about that.
Norm,
that's really frightening, Mr.
so
Rubin.
that is quite an interesting little anecdote. Where did you learn that from?
A meme.
A meme. What is a meme? Does anybody know what a meme here is? Coach, do you know what a meme is? Miss with the funny ears, do you know what a meme is?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, you don't? No
Oh.
one here knows what a meme is. Only I do.
I mean, it's the
a weird
90s.
timeline.
Have memes
Wait,
been- nobody knows what a meme is.
Don't you guys have TikTok?
Oh, this is Cheers
TikTok. Who's
again.
TikTok.
Yeah, this is Cheers another round. We're not in
Oh,
the past.
oh.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm like,
no. What if the bar is like a TARDIS?
All right, I'm gonna
The-
go to the back. I'm gonna go to the back and get some more supplies for the bar. I'll be right back. You guys keep the illusion going. Keep the improv
You keep
going.
any glue back there? Because think about where that came from.
Norm, what is your obsession with glue tonight? What is it about glue that you love so much?
I mean, think how important glue is, man. I mean, glue holds our society together, literally.
It does. What kind of interesting stuff could one do with glue? Like, would there be like glue for different jobs and things like that?
I remember my uncle Norm, who used to come to a bar much like this. He used to tell me about a commercial where a guy glued his head to a bar, super glue, and held himself above the air by gluing himself.
So you're telling me it's possible to glue yourself to air?
Well, no, he glued himself to a steel bar, and
Oh.
it was so strong. The horse held him so strong that he didn't fall.
Wow. Yeah, I got this bit's going along.
And
way
then
too
there's
long.
Gorilla Glue, which has no gorilla or horse in it.
So okay, so if there's no gorilla or actual horse, why do they call it gorilla and horse glue? I don't get that. Can you elaborate more on that?
Well, the original glue was made of horse. I don't think they make glue out of horse anymore. At least I hope not.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
knows?
I hope not,
Because
too, yeah.
Coca-Cola used to have cocaine. Supposedly ain't got cocaine in it, but I don't
The
know
horse-
about that.
The horse racing
Yeah, so-
industry, I feel like, is so cruel. Like I was watching like a horse that had got injured in a race, and they had to shoot the poor thing. You know, it just made me feel very bad.
Wow. You know,
But then they made them into glue, and some kid made a
Yeah.
macaroni.
Do people eat
Oh.
horse meat? No, dogs eat horse meat. Like horse
Dogs
meat's
eat
like
horse
their dog food, right?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know, really?
People eat like deer, like actual deer venison is like so awful. It tastes so bad.
I mean, I've heard of people eating horse, but it's not typically eaten.
Yeah, like horse. Yeah. No, speaking of horse violence, I was watching an episode of Sopranos where a horse that Tony Soprano invests in gets killed by one of his lieutenants. And it's just an awful scene. I don't believe that you actually see the horse die, but you see his corpse basically.
Mhm.
So it's really disturbing.
No, the horse racing industry is really tough. Like I watched New Black Beauty with my niece and nephew, and dude,
Yeah.
like my niece and nephew are 4 and 8, and I feel like the cruelty that was like shown to the animals was actually tough for them to watch. You know, I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize that I was showing you something that would like make you sad.
Is that supposed to be like a PG kind of family movie?
But dude, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's no, but
Well, everything
But-
on Disney Plus isn't like.
if you're talking about the film that I think you're talking about, that movie is PG.
I mean, the original Black Beauty was PG. It's like a family movie.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I mean, there's no like bad language or cursing, but there is animal cruelty. You know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
No, but if you look at cartoons specifically cartoons from Disney, like came out when I was a kid, Like some of the stuff they would show in cartoons when I was a kid was just awful. It was like so bad. You guys stop. Yeah.
No, we're improving
Yeah.
a bunch of people talking about stuff at a bar.
Yeah. It's my fault.
You just don't get it, man. It's art.
I couldn't go any further with the skit, so I apologize. Q of the interwebs over there. What was I saying? He threw me off my game. What was I saying? Yes, nobody's
What
helping me.
were we talking
I
about?
forget what you were
I
talking about.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cartoons. So, I was, what I'm basically saying is that a lot of the Disney cartoons that I watched when I was a kid had very, very deep and adult subject matter. I mean, Bambi, for God's sakes, what happens in the first like 10 minutes of Bambi? Bambi's
Right.
mom gets shot, right?
Godzilla steps on him. Yeah.
Yeah, those, those evil racist crows in
No.
the
Oh,
in
Heckle and
the
Jekyll.
yeah, in the Dumbo movie. And Venom is here. Good evening,
Oh,
Venom.
PJ, you just saw Venom, dude?
What? They made a movie about me.
Oh my god,
Dude, I like your Venom voice.
best voice ever.
Wait, thank you.
Dude, what have you seen Venom 2?
I didn't need to see it. I was in it.
You were really good. I think that you were better this time around than the first. Are you really looking forward to your new adventure with Spider-Man?
That Tom Holland looks delicious.
Mm. I'd really like to know more about the 8 billion years of hive multiversal knowledge that you and your species share.
Okay, well, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know about that.
But he has seen the Many Saints of Newark, which is
Venom knows the winner to every episode of The Bachelor.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, because he knows all the multiversal knowledge.
Oh, yeah. That's
Every
right.
drag race.
Dude, every drag race. Oh my gosh.
Every single one.
Oh,
Even
so you know what?
Even the animated spin-off.
A thing that I really liked about this film was that this second film really leaned in on not just how Venom enhances Eddie Brock physically, but also how he can enhance him mentally as well. Venom said that, oh, I have like all this knowledge, and like Venom figures some fucking Venom was like a detective in Venom 2. He was like a piece of shit together. He had like a photographic memory, dude. He was like, oh, I remember these things here. I'm just gonna like draw them like with your body, like real fast.
He's like, I'm every universe. They're all in me.
Dude, I thought that was a really cool thing, because like you just think of, I thought of like, Venom as like this like gross kind of brute who just wanted to like eat like brains and chocolate, but no, like Venom is like a, like, yeah, like Venom's part of like a hive, and he's got like so much knowledge from like all these other symbiotes. So I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed the first movie, and the thing that I really to take it away from Venom 2 for a second, I loved the way that Tom Hardy basically talked to himself throughout the whole first movie.
Yeah.
And my favorite bit from the original movie is the final scene when he walks into Mrs. Chen's shop to get some chocolate and tater tots, and that guy tries to rob her, and he says, "Who do you think you are, coming in here?" And you start off, he says something to the effect, he goes, "You start this shit, and you know what? I need you to get out of here, and I never want to see you again. If I see you again, I'm gonna take off both of your legs and your arms, and I'm going to eat your face.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that will be left of you will be this small little thing. You'll be like a turd, whisking in the wind or something like that. Yeah, I'm not. My memory is not too good, so yeah. So there's that.
So you know
Yeah,
that Tom Hardy does do the voice of Venom, right?
Yeah.
I thought Andy Serkis did the voice of Venom.
No? Oh, jeez. No, it's Tom Hardy. Well, why am I hearing an echo? That's really fucking annoying.
I wonder if
I
it's
don't hear it.
I'm hearing myself play back. That makes no
I
sense.
thought Gilbert Gottfried did the voice of Venom.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
I'm hungry. I'm a loser.
No, but fuck, I can't even talk.
Can
keep
I
hearing
eat a
myself.
human?
Starfleet boy, can you fix with this problem? What's going on here? Because this is like, can nobody
Starfleet
else
Boy
hear that?
has
Am I the only one who can hear that?
I don't hear an echo.
Starfleet Boy has abdicated his
Yeah, I can't hear
responsibilities, dude. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think
please.
Starfleet Boy is pooping right now.
It makes no sense why everyone has headphones on. I should not be able to hear myself back. It makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah, I
It
can.
really doesn't.
And you gonna hear an echo when we talk?
Were you whistling I'm Every Woman, PJ?
No, that was me.
No,
Oh.
that was Ruben. That
Oh,
was
okay.
Ruben.
Not every woman.
Yeah, it's every woman. Oh, now it's every universe.
That's Venom.
Oh God.
I got the knowledge of all the universes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello,
like,
hello.
Tom
hello.
Hardy did a really good job in the role as Eddie Brock. Like I love him like talking to himself, dude. Like it's so fucking intense, too.
Where's the first Venom? Is that like on Netflix?
Ooh, I
Should
don't
be, yeah.
know.
It's been there for a while in Canada, so maybe. It's a comedy. People weren't prepared that it was a comedy. Like people were like, we want the dark, serious Venom. I don't know
Yeah.
Venom's personality on the comics, and I can't talk because I keep hearing myself. God damn it!
Venom's personality in the comics is definitely not a comedy. I know I watched the first movie. I just don't really remember it.
So the thing is that like I feel like Spider-Man has always been kind of comedic. Like it seems like no, I don't know. Like I didn't read like very many.
No way. Spider-Man is indeed has comic elements, and that's what makes Spider-Man appealing in my book. I don't know how you feel, Braxton, or Ruben, if you want to say something.
No, I mean that's Spider-Man's personality is a comedic kind of. He's a young hero. He's one of the younger Marvel heroes, well, originally anyway. Because most of the Marvel heroes were in their 20s, so he was a high school kid.
Unpopular thing. I don't particularly love Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Okay,
I've only seen him in Civil War.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
What is it about him that doesn't vibe with you?
I don't know. I liked Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I liked the other dude's Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. I thought he was good, but I think that Tobey Maguire was my favorite. I wonder if it's just because I'm getting older and maybe aging out of it. Like I saw Tobey Maguire's when I was like in my 20s, and that's like my Spider-Man.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
the other ones, like I just don't care for them as much, just because they're not my particular Spider-Man. I don't know, but I did like Andrew Garfield. I just really don't like Tom Holland's Spider-Man that much. Like I don't know why, I just don't.
Do you like him? Do you like him as an actor, or do you like him in any?
I haven't seen him in anything else. What else has he done?
Okay.
I know he's about to fucking ruin Nathan Drake, and I'm not excited about that.
He's pretty
Oh,
solid
so
in other stuff.
okay.
He did a movie on came out on Netflix. I forget what it was called now.
Called The Devil All the Time.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did a pretty good job in that. There's a movie I think he did on Apple TV called Cherry.
Jerry.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's good.
Where he played the person that was on drugs.
I think so. Yeah.
I had watched a review of Cherry. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't seen him in anything else. You know.
And I've only seen the Civil War when he came out in Civil War. So.
No, but he also did a really good film with Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh my God, what's General Zod from Man of Steel?
Oh,
Um,
Shannon, Michael Shannon.
yeah, Michael. Yeah, he also did a great movie with them about the battle between Edison and
And Tesla.
yeah, and General Electric was in there too. It's a really, really good movie, and I can't remember the fucking title of it. It's driving me insane. If somebody could look that up, audience, if you look it up and flash it across the screen, I will be happy. Of course, when Starfleet leaves me alone, nobody listens to me. Where is that guy?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm still here, dude.
Well,
All the dudes are clearing out.
well, thank you for being here because Starfleet Boy always does this to me. He just runs off.
Dude, that dude just like disappeared, dude. Like it's like, it's 12:30. Like, where is he going? Dude, maybe he's going to like eat a sandwich or something.
No, but usually when he runs off, he's
Making a drink.
he's usually making a drink, or he can usually hear me. So when I start complaining, he'll like run back to make sure I don't flip out. But hopefully he's okay. But PJ, we lost PJ too. He was having some technical difficulties or whatever.
I have been hearing a little vibration, but it's not really bothering me that much, dude.
It's not. I will admit, when the stream started, your cat was kind of distracting. Your cat was like walking into frame, and I would see like he would be over here, and his tail would be in your face and stuff like that.
Dude, like that, my cats are so unruly. Like I need to like lock them away when I start talking, like in my house. Like when I start talking, dude, like that's when they want to be around me.
Okay.
Like I'm like sitting here, like quietly, like watching TV or playing some video games, and they don't want like anything to do with me. And then as soon as I start talking, then they're just like walking around,
Yeah, unfortunately I'm not a cat person or a dog person. I don't like pets in general, which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing against people who love dogs, cats, all sorts of animals, but yeah. Oh, thank God he's back.
I mean, my fucking cats might outlive me, dude. Like,
really?
I mean, because cats can live a long time, dude, and you never know how long your life is. Cats can live like 20 years.
What happened while I was gone? PJ says this show is falling apart.
Dude, Ruben went away.
Psychohistory predicted this. I see what PJ's doing. Cat appearances are great. PJ, try to come back on. Now I'm here. I can tech support you.
Oh.
Anyways,
thank you for coming back.
What happened? What happened? Why was this show falling apart? What happened?
Well, Ruben went away, and then we started talking about cats.
Last time he took us into his kitchen and he made like a sandwich or something like live on the air. It was cool.
Ruben's got the munchies. Ruben has been vaping.
Mm-hmm.
Like is Ruben like vaping THC or is he vaping nicotine?
Ruben's like the guild navigators in Dune. He lives in a like chamber of spice.
Chamber of spice.
Ooh.
I think he's.
Wow.
I don't know. I think he does hybrid type of a hybrid situation. I'm not sure.
But the very same evening that he took us into his kitchen, he did show us all the different strains that he had. He put them up to the camera. Remember?
He did. I do remember.
Yeah,
PJ was wanting to talk about that movie, that gangster movie.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say
Many
that
Saints
I
of
am
Newark.
Many Saints
anti-gangster
of
movies
Newark.
because I don't
Oh, you
like the
don't like?
glorification of violence. In fantasy, like I'm cool with it because it's like fantasy made up violence, but like mobsters were and are real. They
It freaks you out.
kill and intimidate people.
Yeah.
Mobsters in the past in like New Jersey and New York, like a very like a racist people. I do not like mafia stuff. I do not watch it at all. Like I think it's a really bad part of American history that like, we need
American
to not romanticize because they are not good people.
world history, Braxton, like gangs and like these controlling kind of
That's it.
violent groups have been around for centuries, and this like mob structure, or like I guess we should call it, like technically it's called organized crime.
Hmm.
So organized crime has existed for a long, long time.
Hmm.
I will say it's interesting because you don't watch. Do you watch The Expanse?
Um, so yes, but I got lost in the expanse.
In the latest season, there's a lot of like interesting things about Amos's past,
Yeah, he was
and
a child prostitute.
right, but like he's like it's organized crime basically. It's a mobster. It's a future mobster story. So, the Expanse contends that mobs will be around in the
Mm.
23rd century.
What? So what was he being pimped by or by organized crime?
Oh yeah, organized crime doesn't just deal in like the violent or racist crimes.
Well, they
It's
also deal
also
in sex as
It's, it's
sex,
well. Like
always
everything.
yeah.
and
It's
it's
like
probably always going to be around in some form or another.
Hmm.
why do you think that is? Why is there a need for a black market or a gray market? What's going on, PJ?
I feel like I would hire Amos. I mean, not. I mean, as an adult though.
Because
I would hire
every
Amos too.
society has something that they don't want going around, and once you ban something, there's going to be people who want whatever's banned. It's kind of like that theory, like you don't tell a teenager not to do something, you know what I mean? Because then you just make them want to do it more.
Hmm.
As a parent, you have to talk to them more
But
nuanced about it.
like feeling good is like the thing that we always want. Like to be like tipsy feels good. Like to be like a little high on drugs feels good.
Like Brave New World.
To like be touched and be titillated like feels
I like that,
good.
touched and
So
titillated.
like so I don't know. Like those are just things that like people want. Like people want sex. People want drugs. Like I
Oh
want
wait,
sex and drugs right now.
this came
Yeah,
up from
baby.
the Many
Um,
Saints of Newark, but I don't think it has anything to do. I haven't seen it, and neither is
what?
Braxton, right?
Wait. What's all this about? Why am I hearing an echo? Why?
You're still hearing it? Hold on.
It's like somebody has their speakers on in the background.
It's like somebody has their speakers on in the background.
Fuck off, man. Like, seriously, I'm trying to fucking figure this shit out. Fucking annoying me.
Like,
Want to see
I
some
hear
glorification
it.
of
No, I
violence?
hear- wow. No, I hear it, PJ. So that means when you came on, I hear it in the background. Is everyone's speaker connected to
fuck
their
me.
headphones? Like, can you just check? Is it me? Hold
Oh.
on, I'm gonna take my
Oh,
headphones
my
off.
speakers are.
Talk.
Hello.
You guys are not talking.
Starfleet boy,
Alright.
Starfleet boy, Starfleet
I'm talking.
boy.
Hey.
It's not on my end. That's what you have to do. Everyone has to like take off their speakers. All right. Hello. Do you still hear me? Do you still hear me? Do you still hear me?
I don't agree that
Do
Sopranos
you
and
still hear
gangster movies glorify violence. I
Oh,
think
wait.
I think horror movies glorify violence, like torture porn kind of things. But like portrayal of dramatic violence is not necessarily just automatically glorifying it. I mean,
Yes, it is.
how?
Because it is. Like people are glorifying like
So-
real violence. People that like kill people and hurt people and keep people on drugs. Like that is glorifying violence and criminality. It is, PJ. It is.
So you, I don't know. So I'm supposed to cheer.
I mean,
I'm
go
supposed to cheer
PJ,
and be
go see the
happy
shit.
when I see
Look,
violence in movies. Is that what it? Is that what that
celebrate
means?
your Italian heritage.
Yeah. What's it?
I don't know if PJ has Italian heritage, but
I don't have Italian heritage.
but I do, and I do celebrate my Italian heritage.
So who here has actually seen The Sopranos? The
I've
actual
not seen
TV.
it. I've never seen it. No one's
okay.
seen it. No one's seen it at all. Marcelo's
So
seen
how
it
can
for
you
sure.
accuse it of glorifying violence if you haven't watched
That's
it?
why we haven't watched it, because it's glorifying violence. Like, we don't agree with that.
But glorification is like, I don't understand.
I
that.
think what I think. I think.
What's the difference between glorification of violence and showing violence in a TV series?
I think
Like,
specifically,
does Game of Thrones glorify violence?
Braxton, I don't mean to speak for you, but I think specifically you're trying to say that it glorifies mobs more than anything. Like I guess you're saying like it glorifies this organized crime lifestyle and stuff like that, and that it might influence people to join that lifestyle.
But see, a lot of people say that who haven't seen the show, and I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler about the show.
Yes, go for it.
The moral of the story by the end of it is that crime doesn't pay, and all of this violence and drugs has a real negative effect on not only the people who are involved but everyone around them, and it also deals a lot with I mean, basically, it's a show where you're following. You have to have a certain. It's hard to. I can understand how people can like just be totally turned off by a show that follows psychopaths, sociopaths, and like these are your main characters. There are very little. Even the good characters are fucking like scumbags in the show, and we all know in the show Tony sees a psychiatrist, right? It gets to a point where even the psychiatrist realizes that giving this sociopath therapy is probably detrimental to people because it's almost giving him like rationale. You know what I mean? Like, and anyway, it's. I mean,
well, like a license.
You gotta. But see, when I hear glorification of violence, I mean it. Some of the stuff in it is hard to watch. I mean, a made man, beats a woman to death outside a strip club. Just beats her to death because she's pregnant. And it's like... there's nothing... I don't see how people can watch it and be like, yeah!
The Sopranos,
gangster life!
The Sopranos, if you've ever watched the TV show The Sopranos or the new film, The Many Saints of Newark, The Sopranos or the new film does not glorify violence at all. It shows you how fucked up being a gangster
would
can
you
be.
say?
And
would
like,
you guys say it fetishizes violence instead of glorifying?
No, Jesus
No, it
Christ! See,
doesn't.
that's the thing. People have to watch the thing that they're complaining
watch
about
it
first.
Watch
I don't
it
know if I have
first.
the time. I don't know if I have
Watch
so
it,
many shows
watch
to
it,
watch.
and,
I don't.
you know, watch it
I
and
rely on you to tell me
after
everything.
I mean, there's...
you-
Okay, can I just... Sorry, Marcelo. Can I just say, like, the Many States of Newark is about a character named Dickie Moltisanti. He's the father of a very violent, drug-addled character from the TV show. Now, the father... They don't show the drug part of the father's life, but they show that both Dickie and his father, played by Ray Liotta, are both very violent men who abuse women. And the grandfather does it, and Dickie does it. And anytime they show any of this stuff, it's basically just pointing out that you've got to be a special kind of fucked up to be involved in this life, and when you are, like, the outcome is like never good. I mean, this whole thing about, you know, you have your mansion and you have, you know, all this money and this cash in hand. They even acknowledge in the TV show with these high-level mobsters and stuff, a lot of the cash is in one hand and out the other. And if they ever get stuck with something like financial troubles, I mean, they don't... To me, I think glorifying would be showing that there are positive consequences to it. You know what I mean? And a lot of the violence is off screen. I know it was back in the day. Now we actually need to see the skull cracked. You know, when they beat people up now in movies and stuff,
We gotta see the eye come out of the socket.
Yeah, we need
have
to see the eye come out. We need to see the brains leak out of the skull. Look at The Boys. If you want to talk about shows that glorify violence, I think the closest thing it comes to that is The Boys, because they play some really gruesome and really over the top violence for laughs, like for the cunnilingus scene, where the woman squishes the man's head and his brains like just fucking pop out of the top of his head.
But PJ,
Like,
that's fantasy.
but that's
you know, I mean, because like the mob is like real.
But
things that have actually happened. You know, they have.
So what if
like the people that they kill are actually?
So what?
Real
There's a lot. There's a lot of movies
like
that involve violence that are made that happen in real life. What about every movie made about every serial killer?
The women that they
does that glorify violence?
Are real. The people that they sell guns to, like real people, get killed by those guns. Like these guys in these movies, like you know what? Criminals don't live long lives generally. They don't. But you know what? Dude, they got the money, they got the girls, they got the car, you know. Like, yeah, you know what? They might get fucking killed when they're fucking 35, but that's just how it rolls. You know, but they got all the other stuff.
Braxton, both of us live in cities where we've seen actual like current day organized crime violence, and we've seen the effects of it, and like we've all had like run-ins. This is interesting, Blue. I know, thanks for putting this out here, Blue, but I have a point to make with this, which is I've never had a run-in with the mob. I almost think it's not real. A show like this could actually educate Blue as to what's going on in the world. Like there are probably communities that are like, maybe the communities where the mobsters live are like, it's a fantasy, and like no one knows that the like the that friendly neighbor is like the kingpin or whatever, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think from that perspective, like this show could be like educational for a lot of people who've never experienced.
It all depends on the
firsthand.
person and whether the violence like fucking gets them off or whatever. I mean, it really does, because I've heard people say things like, "Oh, I love Tony Soprano." It's like, do you? Like, have you seen the show? Do you love him? He's not only a murderer and stuff like that, but I mean, obviously these guys in the show are incredibly racist and homophobic, and season 6 deals with the homophobic part very directly, and it's a lot of that shit's hard to listen to, and because it examines there's a whole thing with Tony where his therapist is like, what are your thoughts on homosexuality? And Tony goes on this whole fucking like I won't even repeat it obviously, but and then at the end of it he's like, you know what, deep down there's a part of me says, it's like, whatever, it's fine. And I'm like, and it just goes to show about all this like posturing that these gangsters do to maintain like the very strict rules about like dudes can even go down on a girl because they might think if you're going to go down on a girl, you could go down on a guy. Like, that's how paranoid they are about certain things, and like the racist aspect, which is like deeply explored in not deeply because they only have 2 hours, but it's explored in Many Saints of Newark. And I don't know, none of it to me is saying like, oh, look at this life, you should have this. It's like, it's more saying, look at these people. You don't ever want to be like them, despite the fact that they may have money and cars and blah 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 and whatever. But in the show, a lot of these guys are psychologically fucked up. They're damaged. They grew up with all of this shit. And even like Polly, there's a character named Polly. Even the way he gets towards his mother at the end of the show is like, oh my god, like. It's funny because you are watching a show where these characters aren't likable, but they're interesting to watch. And I don't know if that's the glorification part of it or what, but I don't feel like any of the violence I don't think any of the violence
it's a big complex thing, PJ. We are different people. Like Sohail said, like,
Can I just ask you, what about?
So I live in a city, and like violence and gun violence is a problem here, and like I live like close to like New Jersey and New York. I also know that mafia guys are like really fucking racist fucking people, and so just who I am and where I live influences like what I think about things,
Yeah, I know.
And so that is why I don't watch anything that's mafia related. Like,
But
it's
you have
because
to
what
ask,
I think about violence, it's what I think about them and what they and how they
but
treat people like
do you
me,
think?
and I don't want any part of it. You
Do
know?
you think? But are you mad that people watch the shows and that they exist? And like, are you saying that like people who see this stuff are
PJ,
promoting it?
I'm pissed
Promote like
off. I
that?
can't stand it.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
I'm being
I don't
sarcastic.
want to be gangster because I watched The Sopranos. That's not the point. It's like
You're
same
not
with
a
Boardwalk
gangster.
Empire.
You're not a gangster. You're more like
No,
a
but
nerd.
I understand. Like it's
I'm
if you're
pretty gangster.
if you're close to it, it can affect you. So I understand what you're saying there. Like, but yeah,
This is the most gangster person on the planet right here. It's Bill Gates dressed up as David S. Pumpkins.
oh my god.
Yeah, I want to do some mafia stuff to him.
You can take off the mini Saints of Newark thing now because I think we're done talking about this subject. There,
Do you guys-
Starfleet
Amen,
boy.
Father.
You guys, don't you think this would be the perfect cover for the most mobster
I feel like
person?
shit for watching
He
The
looks like
Sopranos
he
now.
needs to get whacked.
You should feel bad for watching The Sopranos. Braxton is just being very personal, and I love it. I think that's a good perspective. I kind of did.
You shouldn't feel like shit for watching Sopranos. Sopranos is
yeah.
a great show.
Braxton, I don't think you were trying to make PJ feel like shit.
No,
Also,
I
he's having those crazy echo problems. Poor guy. He's not like.
I
it's not
think PJ should hit himself with a bamboo stick 10 times for watching
for
Sopranos.
watching The Sopranos.
For every episode.
For every episode.
Whoa, how many
But if he
episodes are
watches the edited version they put on A&E, he only has to hit himself 5 times a episode because they toned down the
Yeah,
violence.
he's forgiven.
I didn't know there was this image existed of Bill Gates dressed up as David S. Pumpkins.
Well,
It
let's
means
put out a hit on him.
That's
for
basically
wearing
my
that.
hell. That's
It's a
my
Christmas
hell right
tree. It's a Christmas thing.
That's an image
he's
from
like-
my hell.
That's the wrong holiday. It's
He's like-
October, not
Oh, he's like
December.
a Christmas version. Hold on, let me do this again. Hold on. Do you know, Braxton? Do you know who David S. Pumpkins is?
Of course.
Okay, good.
I know there's a pumpkin behind me.
Is he played by Tom Hanks?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who should be Uncle Ben in a Spider-Man movie?
I agree.
Tom Hanks should be.
Why you
Yeah.
want to see Tom Hanks get shot? Or get killed?
Oh.
I want to see him get. I want to see.
Speaking
I
of-
want to see Tom
Oh.
Hanks as Uncle Ben, and he's in New York, and he gets shot by Tony Soprano. Is what I want to see.
Spider-Man Sopranos crossover.
Yeah, that's
That-
coming soon to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's really wild.
Oh no, that's more seasonally appropriate. What we're looking at now. But, it's also kind of disturbing.
It is disturbing. I love David S. Pumpkins.
I watched another scary movie this last week. I watched a Korean film called The Wailing.
Oh wow.
Wailing.
Yeah, it actually has like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow.
I didn't think it was that great, but Antonia really liked it. My friend who's a big horror guru. Well, I have two friends that are big horror gurus. One of y'all might know Dave from Text Trek. The other one, Trent. Trent really liked that movie. Dave, not so much, but it was kind of like a folk horror movie, but with like Korean type folklore. So it's kind of like a classic Eastern presentation of like demons.
I enjoy
and
Korean
stuff.
horror movies.
Yeah. The most Korean horror movies I know of are like zombie based, and so I thought it was kind of cool that it was not zombie based. And it's kind of hard to tell if it's like if it's supernatural or if like they're just being paranoid, and it gets into like some of those psychological elements. It was neat. If you're curious, I would suggest try it out for yourself and see what you think.
Oh wow.
Our text message audience sent a question. Halloween top 10s. We sometimes get these kinds of questions. Do you guys want to go through a
That's a
list of
lot.
top 10?
Since we have so many people, should we chop
Top
that
five?
in half and do top 5?
Yeah, I agree with that. Let me update my banner here. Do you guys agree? Top 5 Halloween films?
There was a great Korean horror movie called Shutter.
Wait.
Like
I'm gonna put
camera Shutter,
Halloween
camera
top-
They did an American version,
Five.
but The Korean version is excellent.
All right, I'm
The
gonna
American
pull up
version is not bad. It's with Joshua Jackson, I think.
What's like a good list thing? Should I just do an Excel spreadsheet?
Sure. Are you pretty good at Excel?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
Dude, I had to make a pivot table at
Oh, I
work
love pivot tables.
yesterday.
Yes, I
Man,
can
it
teach you.
took me like
it's so
2
good.
hours to figure that out.
I can do a pivot table in like.
And then
three-
like all
three
these like
seconds, 3
25-year-olds that got hired with me, they're all like in there like pivot tabling their asses off. I just watched. Speaking of Halloween stuff, I watched the Voyager episode of The Thaw with the scary clown
Oh
just now.
yeah, it's
Ooh,
terrifying.
wow.
Oh,
well,
nice.
That's right after the Tuvix episode.
It's right before.
Or
Tuvix
before,
is
yeah.
next. But I was thinking about when I watched it the first time. I remember in 1996 being at my grandparents' house watching that for the first time 25 years ago, and then I was thinking like, oh yeah, this episode is like the same age as my coworker Andrew. So I'm gonna tell him Monday when I go back to work. I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I was watching like some Star Trek Voyager from before you were born." That's why I don't know how to make a pivot table.
That episode is terrifying.
Yeah, it just popped up in my my Star Trek rotation. Just happened to be on October 1st, so I was like, "Oh hell!"
I always say that's the back-to-back two scariest episodes for me of Star Trek. They are back-to-back because Tuvix to me is a terrifying episode. I find Tuvix horrifying.
That's what Sohel says, but I'm like, I think Tuvix was he was fine. I liked him, but I don't hate Janeway for what she did either. I'm in the middle. I
No,
guess.
she had to, you know.
Yeah.
I think.
Like,
I think they
how
should have
would you
Tuvix
explain
come
to their
back in.
families, you know?
They should have Tuvix come from the mirror universe.
You know, I would have wanted my friend back. Like, you know, her and Tuvok were really tight. Tuvok is a you know, has been a good soldier, you know, and like
Yeah.
I don't know, like she wanted them back. I you know, I understood why she had to take a chance.
In the mirror universe, Tuvix took over the Delta Quadrant.
No, the Mirror Universe character I want to see is Cybok.
Oh,
Because I think
I like
I think he's I think Cybok is hanging out. He's like the Charles Manson. He's like the Charles Manson of the Mirror Universe. He's got like his like little hippie death cult, and he's got like an upside down edict scarred into his forehead, and like they just like fly around space and murder people.
maybe he takes. Excuse me. He gets those space hippies from TOS on his side. They become part of his cult.
Yeah,
Now
no, those are his
Eden,
followers.
Yay, brother.
Hanging out with Cybok. Yeah, brother.
Gonna kill for Cybok. Hey,
Yeah.
brother.
Wow.
Sacrifice the children. Hey, brother.
I like all the alternate TV shows we come up with on.
We did
Starfleet
alternate
Boy.
cheers tonight, Father. You might have heard it. I don't know.
Did what?
Alternate cheers.
Oh no, like a Cheers sequel. It was called Cheers Another Round.
Oh, who else still alive from that show?
Kirstie Alley.
Ted Danson? Yeah.
Danson.
Well, I don't know if I want her to come back. Well, the dude who played Morn, is he still alive?
Norm.
Norm Moya.
I
Morm
Woody
was,
Harrelson's still alive.
Yeah.
He was, you know, just in Venom 2.
They should do a crossover with Norm and Morn. Have a drink
Did I
together.
say Morn? I meant Norm, obviously.
You did say.
Well, you knew what the hell I meant.
Yeah.
Is that the guy with the mustache or the fat guy?
The fat guy. The
the
guy
guy
with the
with the
mustache was
mustache?
Cliff.
Cliff.
Cliff, yeah, the mailman.
He knew all the trivia, but I think some of it he just made up. Sound like he's full of shit a couple times.
Yeah, he might be my hero.
There we go. And we're ready. Okay.
So we need
Whoa.
to lay down some parameters though. Like, man, like I always try to like make all these rules and everything. I need like clarification. Like define Halloween movie. Like, does
Who
it have
asked
to be
the
like
question?
set during Halloween, or can it just be like any
text
scary
message.
movie? Or
Do you
or
want the
what?
text message audience to clarify, or should we just go ahead and make up our rules like right now?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
What are we listing here? Top
Your
five.
top 5 films that you watch in October to celebrate the Halloween vibe.
Gotcha.
Is that specific enough, Fathery?
They have to be movies, like all movies.
All movies, only movies, no TV shows, just movies.
Okay.
Are you
Are
guys
we
down
making
with
a
that?
list, or are we just like coming up off,
You're making
off
a
the
list,
top
so
of
I'm
our
gonna put
head?
everyone's choice in their slot here.
Oh my gosh, this
So
is so
Father,
hard.
you go first. What's your first your? Oh, and it's top 5, so we're gonna do the least favorite to the most favorite. So
Well, I don't know. I haven't thought about it enough. I'm just gonna go with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh, that's a good one, dude.
Yeah, it's a really
So
good
wait,
one.
can we have the same movies in our top 5?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You totally can.
Well, none of y'all say Halloween because I'm saving that for my number 1. Spoilers.
None of y'all say it. That okay? Claimed. So we're just gonna put Halloween as.
Oh, and we're going from 5 to 1.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
5 to 1 if you can. If not, just do it in any order, and you can re. We'll go into the format, like the rating phase next, where we'll say like which of these win, and it'll also be like a group thing, like whatever. PJ, if you're in the audience, give us your answers.
And whoever's movie gets eliminated, they have to take off a piece of clothing.
No, that's not. This is not the naked time. This is not the naked time.
Right? In honor of Lower Decks, man.
Oh, dude, can I put on one, dude?
Yes.
Scream.
All right, Scream gets one.
That's a good one. I'm watching that tomorrow. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I'm watching at the drive-in in a couple weeks.
PJ, you
Oh,
gotta need to
sweet.
put on this list.
Uh,
Marcelo,
what?
what are your top 5 Halloween
What?
films? You can go in any order you want. Like how
My camera
October
doesn't
film.
work. I think my camera's broken. I've restarted this fucking computer 3 times, and
We
it's
can
like,
hear you.
no, it does not recognize camera. I'm like, fuck you. Does not recognize camera. Recognize this motherfucker.
Ooh, saucy.
The Shining.
The Shining, yes.
The shitting boy. You want to get sued?
Oh, what?
Oh gosh.
That's from
dude.
The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
The Exorcist.
Exorcist. Nice. I'm gonna say I'm gonna love the new Muppet Halloween special that's coming out this month.
Mm.
So, in advance, can I just pick that movie in advance?
What kind of BS shit is that?
It's the great
I know.
pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
That's
It's
some
kind of-
bogus ass shit. You're picking future movies.
How the hell do you know if you're
Hey,
gonna like it?
there's eventually
How do
gonna
you know?
they're eventually gonna make a Friday the 13th
dude.
movie. I'm gonna pick that.
Good point. Starfleet boy, you can't choose that, dude. It's not even
What
out
do you
yet.
mean? It's coming. I know I'm gonna love it. It's coming out this month.
You don't
Oh,
know that. You
come
can't
on.
know that.
Actually,
Like,
I
what
already
if,
know.
Because
what if
I
that-
believe him.
what if that movie opens with Kermit the Frog looking into the camera and he says, if you're a dude in Miami named Sohel, that you're a fucking piece of shit, and here's his address, and everyone needs to go run up into his house and stab his whole family to
It's
death.
about life, Piggy.
The-
And he's like ripping
would you-
Piggy's
would it-
eye.
Would it still be your favorite movie then?
This is a
Kermit
complete
Frog
clusterfuck.
here to rip your eye out. Ah!
Okay, Father.
I don't even know what we're talking about
In
anymore.
the likelihood that your scenario would occur, I would still think it's my favorite movie.
I think Marcelo. I want to say I have a conspiracy theory. I think Marcelo is secretly a psychologist, and he is using this as some sort of experiment. That's why he sits there quiet. He's just like, fascinating. The fat one has a conspiracy theory now.
Ruben, you
Sorry.
don't have something in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know we were starting.
I got something. Can you?
Well, let's see.
you know,
Someone
I'm gonna
Someone
put
picked
mine. hold on.
Halloween. Someone picked Night Before Christmas and Scream. Those are 3 of mine.
I'm gonna put. By the way, I'm gonna put this in yellow so that
I'm gonna
y'all-
save-
it's in contention.
Friday the 13th, Part 6.
No, no. Only I get to break the
Actually,
custom.
Friday the 13th Part 4 is the best one.
Part 6 is my vote.
How about Hocus Pocus? That's really
All right, I like that. We'll put that under Braxton here. That's a good one.
Mm.
I haven't seen that
And
one.
Death Becomes Her. I like that one as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to not pick things that y'all already picked, just so we have a more diverse list.
Friday. Why is Friday the 13th Part 6 not there? Trick or Treat. I'm throwing in Trick or Treat, a great anthology movie.
Oh, cool! I'm about to watch that. I haven't seen it before, but I'm gonna watch it soon. It's on
Oh,
my
it's
What
really
is
list.
it
fun. I
called?
hope you enjoy it.
Trick what?
Jacob's Ladder.
Trick or Treat. Like Toys R Us. Trick or Treat. Yeah.
And Jacob's Ladder. I haven't seen that in years. That's a good one.
Well, I like the F-136. F-13-6. I like
Yeah.
that. Shaun of the Dead.
All right. That's a good one too. Dang. What about this?
Zombieland.
Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
You know,
You
and
got
just
one more on your list, PJ.
I'll say Evil Dead 2013.
Oh.
Which is a fucking hard movie to watch. It's the one out of that whole list. It's the one that I gotta look away the most.
Really,
It's
I'm about to
fucking
watch
it's
it.
Cringy.
I love the original Evil Dead trilogy, but I've never seen the remake. But I'm gonna watch it in the next few days.
The woman who
remake has
stars in it, she
great
stars
gore.
in Don't Breathe. What's her name? Jesus, how can I forget her name? Oh God, hold on one second. She's really, really good. Motherfucker, why is she not in the fucking
Nightmare on Elm Street.
motherfucker? I
What?
type in Don't Breathe movie and it's like automatically gives me Don't Breathe 2. It's like, did I ask for fucking Don't Breathe 2?
You're
I
mad at
asked for
Google.
Don't Breathe 1. Jane Levy is her name. Anyway, Jane Levy's in the 2013 Evil Dead and she plays the person who gets possessed by the demon. Watch that movie and tell me that's not one of the greatest fucking horror performances you've ever seen.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No one else put that on theirs?
The first one, though?
Yeah.
First one's
Really,
kinda
I don't
crap.
care.
I
like
put it
the first one.
Streets. I put Nightmare on Elm Streets plural.
Oh, yeah. All the streets.
It's a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Sorry, alright. Oops.
How about you just put Some Nightmares on Elm Street?
Some nightmares.
How about you just put some type of nocturnal dreaming activity on a street somewhere?
Dark Nocturnal Emissions. Just write that. Dark
Did you guys
Nocturnal
see
Emissions.
that Robert Englund is coming back for Stranger Things, the next season of Stranger Things? All right,
Neat.
so Ruben, you completed your. No, you have one more, Ruben.
Oh, yeah, well, somebody picked Halloween. We can't have the same on our list, huh?
Well, I mean, you.
Did
could if
anybody
you
else
had
see
this.
Evil Dead from 2013?
I did. I saw it in the
didn't.
theater.
It seems like nobody's seen that.
I
I've
loved it.
asked a lot of people and they're like, nope.
That was from
I wouldn't
Fede-
watch it. They would refuse to watch it because fucking
that's
Bruce
Fede
Campbell's not in
Alvarez.
it.
I always
It's
thought like the
not-
trailers for it looked good. I just never got around to seeing it. But I remember
It
seeing
is-
the trailers and thinking like, oh, that looks like it might actually live up to the originals.
Scream
nothing.
2.
It's nothing like the original. Nothing. It's nothing like the original.
dude, how about a scary movie? You want candy?
That's not scary though.
Well, it's like so
You
the
can
thing
still
is,
watch
I
it on
like-
Halloween.
Yeah, okay.
And I prefer.
Scream-
I don't prefer straight up horror. I prefer like campy. kinda-
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Okay, this is.
That's your last one.
We
Ruben?
should just do the top 10. I don't know why we're stopping at
Okay,
5.
we can expand to 10, I guess.
That was the original question.
Too many
Yeah.
movies. Too many movies.
Wait, so let's catch some folks up here. Marcelo has 0 entries. So, Marcelo, do you have any you want to contribute? Maybe give us a couple or 3?
John
Yeah,
Carpenter's The
no.
Thing.
I was actually waiting for all of you to finish.
Oh, that would never happen, my friend. You have to butt in.
Super
Yeah,
8.
I do.
We just
Super
talk
eight
No,
over
no,
the
over
whole
there?
time.
no. Actually, I have a couple. I have Cursed.
Cursed. What's that?
The werewolf movie?
Christina Ricci.
Hereditary. Is it going to?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Hereditary is good.
That movie is fuck. Oh, that's hard. That's
And
like.
then
That's good.
Scream
good stuff.
4.
When the little
Sorry, I have
girl's
to add
head gets
Lost Boys
knocked
before
off,
one
it's
of you
so
guys. It's Scream.
shocking.
Scream 4. All right.
Well, I
You
can't
can
say
stop there
shit.
for a while. You can stop there
No,
for
wait,
a while. You got 3 in there. Father, you want to add another one to your list here?
Sure, I'm gonna add Creep Show, the George A. Romero anthology based on the Stephen King. Well, I don't know. I don't even know what was it. Some short stories or what? I don't know.
Stephen King directed one of them. I wrote one of them.
He played this.
It's based on a comic book series from the 50s.
Oh, okay, based on because it opens with it has a really cool opening. If you like comics, it opens with like this dad like yelling at his son and scolding him for like reading these weirdo horror comics that are like drawn by like some like weird deviant pervert, and like the kid basically like summons this crypt keeper looking creature that I guess murders his dad. It's his comic
Directed
book
by
back.
Romero, written by King.
Yeah, but if you like kind of the old school like big, loud, colorful horror that's not scared to be a little
homage to comics.
definitely if the what is it, EW or
EC
EC the EC horror comics from like the 50s and 60s.
The
Yeah, it's
Faculty,
very
that's
much a
not a good
tribute
one.
to that.
Can I ask a question? Is the Creep Show the series where the woman puts her microwave in the dog? I mean, the dog in the microwave.
Her microwave.
Microwave in the dog.
That might have happened in the TV show, but I don't know. It was a movie, and then there's a sequel and a TV show. But
I think the sequel is
the first.
Okay, the sequel may be the one where there's a blob and they're all stuck on a raft. I saw it when I was really
that's
young.
Creep Show
Yeah, that's
too.
the sequel. Yeah,
And
the
yes,
blob.
that has to be the one where the woman puts her little dog in the microwave for whatever reason. I can't even remember why. She's just psychotic.
The first one had some big talent. I mean, not big talent, but some recognizable faces like
Leslie
Ed
Nielsen.
Harris, Leslie Nielsen,
Ted Danson from Cheers.
Ted Danson. Yeah, speaking of Cheers.
I remember the second one, which I saw
Stephen
first.
King was in it.
Stephen
really?
King plays this hilarious hillbilly.
Yeah.
He finds a meteor and he thinks he's going to take it to like the university and get paid a bunch of money,
Right.
but it actually like causes a bunch of problems for his
fungus
farm.
and shit all over him.
Yeah, he ends up. I'll spoil this bit just to like sell you on the movie, but it ends up mutating this dumbass country bumpkin played by Stephen King into like this miserable plant creature, and then he shoots himself in the head with a shotgun to kill himself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a dark movie.
I added
fun.
Blue suggested The Good Son, and I love that movie, so I added that to my list in case Muppet Halloween's not allowed. Then I go ahead and choose The Good Son as its replacement.
Where's I said the Faculty from my list.
Friday the 13th, part 17. It's not out yet, but I predict that I will like it in 2032.
Braxton, you just have to add two more movies. You got 2 more movies?
So, yep, I'm going to add Carrie.
Oh, yes.
Good one. Good one.
Is it
Speaking
like
of Stephen
this?
King.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to add Child's Play.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
I love
OG.
I was going to say that one.
Yeah, you beat PJ to it.
The original Child's Play is the only one that's actually scary. Like the
Is the Mark
second one, you
Hamill
could
one
argue.
good?
Did you see the one that was released in 2019?
Oh yeah, it was good, but it was not like
I
Brad
can
Dourif
never,
good.
I can never take creepy dolls seriously.
It's on mine and Antonia's list to watch the new one. We've never seen the new one, so but I do agree with PJ that the original one actually like that bathroom scene where the doll's like running back and forth to like both doors of the bathroom, and the mom's like scrambling to like block them at the door. Like that's like that's high stress tension right there watching that.
The climax of the original Child's Play is so friggin' intense.
He's like under the couch, and like cutting their legs.
When he's like
I can't
calling
take it
up the
seriously.
evil power, it's weird. It's like this doll like calling up the dark magic from Satan or whatever the hell is going on.
Has anybody seen the new trailer for the Chucky series?
Yes.
It shows like
It looks awesome.
Oh wow!
it looks
I've heard your
it looks more
description.
impressive than the movies have been. Like
Oh,
for
wow.
sure. Yeah,
By the way, guys, the Muppet Halloween movie that I was talking about, I'll show you one image that'll like make you agree that you're gonna love it too when it comes out.
Or we
Well,
stop doing the Halloween thing now?
No, we're coming right back to it. I just want to justify why I'm already.
You're
gonna
obsessed
love...
with the Muppets again, or
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, I love. I would never stop being. But look, here's Piggy and Kermit dressed as Piggy
sweet
and
Jesus.
Kermit
Hard pass.
for
No,
Halloween.
but no, what you don't know is that's not Kermit because Piggy actually took Kermit's skin off to make that costume.
Oh my gosh. Oh
That's
my
the new
gosh.
Muppet, yeah.
Go back to the list.
I look
remember,
pretty?
Go back to the list. Go back to the fucking list.
Look at me, Piggy
Yeah,
Kermit.
I'm not watching any of the Muppet stuff because didn't Disney?
Hey, Miss P,
fire
I like
Frank
dressing in
Oz?
your underwear.
What they fight? No way.
Yeah, they don't allow Frank Oz any involvement with the Muppets.
What?
They're like, we don't care
Well,
that
he-
you created it, we own it, and you can go fuck yourself.
Do you know why that is? Because he kept sticking his hand up their ass.
Yeah,
And they were like, no
They
more
didn't
of you,
want- they
Frank
didn't want,
Oz.
like, a
We've had
sexual
enough of your
harassment
shenanigans.
issue.
Frank, I'm not a Muppet. Stop.
Dang. All right, Father, you get to add another one to the list because of that zinger.
Okay, I am
Zing,
gonna,
zing.
That was actually PJ who said that, but I'll go ahead and take
PJ,
credit
you
for
get
it.
You get an extra one on your list. Hang on. Go ahead, PJ.
Well, we're going 10, aren't we? Well, the next one on my list is a George C. Scott film called The Changeling.
Oh yeah, that comes up on a bunch of lists. I've never seen it, but
It is basically
good
a
stuff.
it is basically a G-rated horror movie, but it's atmospheric and it's a ghost story basically, and there's nothing gory in it at all. I mean, there's not even swearing, I don't think. But man, what a creepy movie! The first time I watched it, I was just like, wow.
Ooh, wow.
It's very overlooked and very underrated.
What's the movie with the Skeksis?
Oh, the Dark Crystal.
The Dark
That's a
Crystal.
good one.
Yeah, I like
Going
those.
to
I
the
like
lands
those.
from my list.
Hold on, which one? Oops, wait, Dark Crystal.
The Good Son is a good one.
Take that off my list. Cause
Ooh, The
someone
Good
already
Son
said it.
is a good one, dude. Oh man, like, oh, The Good Son is a good one, dude. You're right.
I never thought Macaulay Culkin was a good child actor, but he's only ever good in The Good Son. It's like he somehow
phenomenal.
nails it in
And
that
Elijah
movie.
Wood, isn't
And
that?
in other movies, he feels so phony. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
is
it's like
Elijah
a kid-
Wood.
Yeah, Elijah Wood's in that movie. And he's
Elijah
that was
Wood
like his
is
first
fucking
movie.
really
He's
good
great.
too.
Yeah, they're
When
both good.
you know when
It's
the
hard
mother
to get the mother has to choose. Yeah.
the mother had to make the choice. Either she
yeah.
saved the good one, dude, at the end.
It's
Dude, it was so impactful. I was like, oh, you little bitch. Like,
I love
fucking
that movie.
fall into
It
the
freaked
ocean.
Me out. It really freaked me out when I was a kid because I saw that movie. I was like really young and I saw that movie. It was like freaking me out.
It's a dark, cynical movie. Like there's very little joy in it at all.
Mhm.
I went and
Yeah.
saw it with my best friend who's like my brother, and like afterwards he was messing with me and making me think he was like
Oh
gonna
god,
murder me, and I was like,
that's
freaked out by
crazy.
it.
I thought you were gonna say you went and saw that with Ruben.
No, but if he's listening, my best friend.
I have
one of
tried
my
the
best friends
murder,
told me-
so-
Yeah, he has tried to. No, it's true. Marcelo, what was it? You wanted one added to your list?
Yeah, the Silence of the Lambs,
Oh, very good. Silencio.
and then I wanted to go The Faculty after that.
Oh, I remember that one.
It was Robert Rodriguez, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep. But more importantly, who wrote it, Ruben?
J.J.
Who
Abrams.
wrote it? Robert
J.J.
Rodriguez?
Who,
Robert
No, well,
Orsi?
no.
I don't know.
uh-uh.
Alex Kurtzman.
Alex
Nope.
Kurtzman.
Nope.
I don't know.
Damon Lindelof.
Did
No,
the
Kevin wrote
Twilight
it.
Twilight
Kevin
movies count?
Williamson?
Yep.
Yeah, from Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wrote Dawson's Creek too.
Can I add
I'm
another
adding.
one?
I'm adding the entire Twilight series and Harry Potter series in there.
You cheated.
No,
It's cheating. You can't
I
do
can't
that.
stay if Harry Potter is on there. I can't.
What
I
the
can't
hell
stay in
has-
there.
Can I leave
happened?
Twilight on there? Can
No.
Twilight stay?
What
Neither
Dude,
would
her-
stay.
hell?
Dude, Starfleet
Wait,
Boy is
what?
tripping tonight, dude. Unreleased movies, like
What
Twilight, dude.
Fuck.
But this is Halloween movies, not necessarily horror movies. Nightmare Before Christmas isn't like a
Right.
horror movie, right? And Father put
Right.
that on his list.
I'll remove it if it means keeping Twilight and Harry Potter off.
And as much as I love Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's on my list too, I would vote to remove it if it meant keeping Twilight off of this shit.
All right, I will leave Nightmare Before Christmas wins, so I'll leave Twilight and Harry Potter off the list. It's off the list. Dang.
I don't think saying entire
By the way,
series.
this is how a democracy truly works, guys.
It has to
just
be
so
a
you know.
specific movie. I agree.
But even the Nightmare on Elm Street one, it has to be a specific one because in any given franchise, there's like a lot of crap. So
Pick
I
one,
mean,
Ruben.
3.
3, yeah, it's a good one. That's one of
3 is my
that's,
favorite.
people would argue that that's the best one.
Oh wow.
I think 2 is the best one. But can I put on another George C. Scott horror movie?
I like
Yeah.
1 through 7.
From this one from 1990, 10 years after The Changeling, The Exorcist Part 3. Coming in at number whatever.
Number something.
I'm gonna put. Okay, can I put this one? The Hound of the Baskervilles.
That's not a Halloween movie.
This
It is.
fucking
It's
guy.
totally a hell. This one, come on.
Fucking
This
guy.
one's allowed to be on.
I'm
This
gonna
was-
pick Scream 5. It
This
comes
is
out
like
next
this is
year.
like
I
the
think.
first Halloween story. It's like one of the first
That's
Halloween
mine next year,
stories.
Ruben, you're right.
What's that?
Scream 5. I'm
Scream
picking
5.
Scream 5. It comes out
Comes out
next.
next year. Yeah.
Me and you have
2022.
No, the Hound of the Baskervilles is Sherlock Holmes. It's the one. It's like the Sherlock.
Yeah, I
Holmes.
know what you're talking about.
And I'm
But
picking
it,
the.
was that a theatrical film or a TV film?
Yeah, and it was theatrical film many times, and I'm picking the one with
Oh, I gotcha. There are versions.
Grand Moff Tarkin. What's his name? Peter Cushing.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
You know
before
how
he
many?
was
You
made
know
of
how
CG.
many good horror movies Peter Cushing was in? How many
He played
times
Van
he played
Helsing.
Van Helsing in a Hammer Dracula film?
But were those movies good? Come on now.
Yes.
They're more appropriate for
They're
this
very
list
overrated.
than
The
Sherlock
Hammer films
Holmes.
are so overrated.
I'm gonna put
look
just
awful.
an episode of Murder She Wrote because
my
apparently
gosh.
like anything can be a.
Murder She Wrote was
Halloween.
amazing.
It has
Let's-
to be a.
Hey,
is this Murder, She
Batman
Wrote?
Forever. Let's put Batman Forever on here because Riddler
Father,
and Two-Face Trick or Treat.
Father, you only have 2 down. Can you say one more so we can get this list completed?
What about Cars 2 was terrifying.
How about I
Anybody
say
else?
a bunch more? I'm gonna say The Lost Boys. I'm gonna say Ghostbusters.
I
I'm
already
gonna
put
say
the Lost Boys. I already put the Lost Boys on mine.
I'm gonna,
Ghostbusters counts though. Hold on, let me put yours.
But
Ghostbusters.
let's see if we can all actually do the 10.
All right.
Let's actually challenge ourselves, guys.
yeah, I
Come
think
on.
we can do this.
I think we
I have
can.
11 on my list.
So, you put Ghostbusters on mine.
Yeah.
but
Yep.
some of them are already on other people's lists.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 1992.
All
There you
right,
go.
Marcel
Okay.
gets Buffy.
Oh.
I like this little chart.
I wanna add some more to mine whenever you're ready for that.
I'm
You
ready.
should change it to
And
top
I have one
20.
more.
By the end of this, we're
I have
gonna have
one
like
more.
20 films each.
I have
It's like
I
4 in the
have,
morning. We're like, top 600 horror films
Marcella.
Of
Good.
all time.
of all
Ruben,
time.
you made me choke. Stop doing that. Oh shit.
That's what she
Oh
said.
God, are you okay?
All right.
Yeah.
While you recover,
Okay.
Father, what are your other ones?
Oh god. Sorry. Guys.
Give me Frankenstein, the original Boris Karloff Frankenstein.
All right.
Oh,
classic.
Frankenstein.
Also, give me Hereditary, that recent.
Did someone else already get
Yeah,
that?
it's already on my
Marcel
list.
already got
that's
that
fine.
one.
That's fine. I got plenty more.
Oh, we can't
how about-
overlap. Okay.
How
We're
about
trying not to.
Poltergeist? Yeah, let's
Okay,
see if
cool.
we can do it
Cool.
without. I think we
cool.
can do it. What about Poltergeist? Have we got
right.
Poltergeist up there yet?
Poltergeist, nice, good
That's a
one.
good one.
Okay. What about Cabin in the Woods?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I'm like the only one who doesn't like that.
How about the original Vincent Price House on Haunted Hill?
Where what? Oh yeah,
Nice.
Vincent Price. Yeah.
Vincent Price. All right, Marcelo, you recovered?
Yes.
right,
I
give
want to
me-
go with Dracula, but the Dracula from Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula with Gary Oldman.
Good one.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice pick.
And
That is a good one.
I'm gonna go the original Dracula film, The one with
You're gonna do Dracula a double header on yours?
Ooh, yeah,
Uh,
baby.
Who
yeah,
is the
that's
original Dracula? Is it Lon Chaney?
No,
No,
that's
Bela Lugosi.
Oh, No,
Yeah,
not.
Bela
No, I
Is
mean
it
not Bela
Lugosi?
Lugosi.
The
Fucking
original Dracula?
Boris Karloff. No,
Boris
wait.
Karloff, yeah.
No,
No,
The
but-
original
Yeah.
Dracula was Bela Lugosi.
Bela
No, but
Lugosi.
yeah,
Yeah.
The
Yeah, but the
original
one that-
werewolf man. Wolfman.
Was Lon Chaney.
Was Lon Chaney.
Yes, the one that I'm
The
thinking is
original
with Bela
Frankenstein
Lugosi.
was
Thank
Boris
you.
Karloff.
And the original Invisible
Oh.
Man was Claude Rains.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's right.
I have my last one. It's Frankenstein, the Frankenstein movie with Robert De Niro from 1992, where Robert De Niro plays.
Is that
Oh,
the
yeah.
one Father already said? No,
We
right?
go north.
No, I had the Boris
He had the
Karloff
original.
Frankenstein from
Oh,
the
okay.
30s, not
Yeah.
the 90s one.
That's
Yeah.
You're thinking of the Kenneth Branagh run now, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Bela Lugosi was in the 1931 film. Is that the first one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
So Marcello's the
man.
first one.
Dead.
Marcello's the first one with 9 now.
All
Yeah,
right.
and I started.
No, he's got
I started.
He's got 10, no? Did I
No,
not
it's
see this right? Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my god, I need one more. Oops.
I'm
Oops.
dead.
Hold
I'm
on.
dead. Bela Lugosi's dead.
I thought of Bela Lugosi because of Ed Wood. I was thinking of him in that movie. He's really good.
I think I need 2 more to finish my list.
Yeah. Let's go real quick. Let's give Ruben a chance to move up and Braxton to add a few more. So Ruben, you got to add quite a few more. So
I like
Alright.
this. This is fun.
So I got Session 9, starring David Caruso. Amazing psychological horror film. I got REC, like rec, like record, REC. A kind of
what is that? Yeah.
that is a Spanish zombie, demonic zombie film.
I'm watching that one soon.
There's an American version called Quarantine, which
That
is
sucked.
it's not as good at all. I got Audition, a Japanese torture fucking horror movie that's insane. Train to Busan, it's a Korean zombie film.
Nice. I'm watching that.
I have to see
soon.
that.
Tragedy Girls.
All right, and then stop right there. So
Okay, I
Tragedy
got
Girls.
5 more.
Wait, hold on. Girls. Okay.
Can I say
We'll-
one more before it gets said? Because I
No.
think this was coming. This is coming,
You
and I
really
want to be
think
the one to
that?
say. Yeah.
Fine. You
'Cause
get to
I-
finish your 10 first. All right. Go ahead. Say
Oh,
it.
I get to say the rest of my 5? My last 5?
No, it's just one more. We have 10.
Oh, I
It's
got
top
5
10.
more, though. So
So
I could
just
just.
do the one you want to say. the most-
Candyman.
All right. Great.
Ah.
That was
Oh,
one that would
shit.
come up. So
I got one.
Good call.
Yeah,
Hold on. Before
got
we go
one.
there, Braxton needs to catch up a little bit.
Damn, these pigs, dude. You fucking hog.
These pigs. These
Woo,
Dude.
pig!
Ooh,
my
how
my
about
wife's gonna come in here now. Like, what the fuck was that?
Dude, how about Beetlejuice?
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
That's a good one.
Beetlejuice.
I don't know how to spell
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Can someone help
Beetlejuice.
me?
Just like
It's
Beetle
Beetle-
and then Juice.
Yeah.
Goose, right? Like that? Did I?
No, Juice. Like
No, the
juice
movie
like
name.
orange
The
juice.
movie name is normal. It's just Beetlejuice. Yeah, his
No,
real
it's
name
not.
is.
It's not
Yeah,
juice. Like
the
It is
movie
Yeah,
title.
Beetlejuice.
Yes, the movie title.
It's
is just
actually, it looks like it's the real name is looks like Beetlegeist. That's why they say Beetlegeist, but it's actually Beetlejuice, and they just change it for the movie title to make it easier. They could have called it Beetlejuice with the G
Right.
instead of the J, but they were just like,
Well, most
Yeah,
people would have been like, "What the
let's
fuck
just say,
is that?"
yeah, exactly.
just don't say it 3 times fast, and we're fine. Braxton, what? That's a good one to add.
Can
What
I
else?
give, because I'm a Community lover, can I say something? There's Community says Beetlejuice 3 times in 3 different seasons, and on the 3rd time, if you're looking in the background, a guy dressed as Beetlejuice walks by the screen because you say his
Community,
name 3
okay.
times, and he appears.
Oh,
Little,
interesting.
little Community inside joke.
Trivia for community.
3-season long inside joke.
Braxton, can you give us 2 more?
Oh, a scary movie that I love to watch is Halloween movie, scary movie. The Toxic Avenger.
Oh, yeah.
wow. You know they're remaking that now, right?
Soon to be bastardized. In a remake.
Get out of here, dude. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
live action remake. I
Yeah.
forget
Are you
who's playing the
serious,
toxic. Who's playing the Toxic Avenger? Ruben, do you know?
No,
You
I don't
remember?
have no idea.
Dude,
I
like,
think
when
they did
he,
cast
like-
it recently though.
When he was in the fast food restaurant, dude, and he like put that person's hand in a French fry fryer, and then the other worker, he like put their face on the grill. Oh my gosh, dude! It was like 1986, dude, and I was like a little kid, dude, and I like
2022.
ran out of the room, dude. Oh my gosh, my parents were so irresponsible.
Peter
for letting me watch
Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger.
Peter Dinklage. Okay.
Oh wow,
For
really?
real?
That's interesting.
Kevin Bacon's in it. Elijah Wood's in it. Jacob Tremblay.
Oh wow! Because you imagine the Toxic Avenger is supposed to be like really like big and like
It
and
could
like
be
menacing.
that. It could be that he's the guy before, and then
Right.
something happens and he grows or
becomes
whatever.
big.
But
Because who'd be afraid
I
of
got another one.
Peter Dinklage? You'd like kick him
Well,
out of the
that's
way
what
like
I'm
a
That's my problem
would be
with
that-
movies like. That's my problem with movies like Chucky. I can't take it seriously.
um.
I like to me.
well, they're,
Like,
well, they're not
killer
meant
doll
to
movie.
be.
no, I can't. I can't be scared in any way by it. I'm just like, this is so ridiculous. I love it. I love them though. Don't get me wrong. I've seen them all in the theater pretty much, except for.
But
the
it's a
remake one.
demon, and it can move really fast, and it does wield a very large
fucking-
knife.
Put
And
that
if,
shit
it's,
in a box and lock it away.
and if it's under the couch, dude, like you'd be trying to fucking find it, and it'd be fucking like trying to like cut your legs from like.
I had
under it,
I had
dude,
a
like-
very mean cat.
Yes, Benu,
And-
mate. Rest in peace, Benu.
Benu, rest in peace. To my cat.
That was a great cat.
I got
Sorry.
one.
ahead,
Stir of Echoes.
Ooh,
Stir
nice.
of Echoes.
I've never heard
Who's
of
in that?
that.
Kevin Bacon?
That's
It's a Kevin Bacon movie.
Yeah, I knew it.
Look, this is my cat right here.
And I have another one. I forgot.
My friend
Oh.
painted.
Oh no, no,
friend,
A Nightmare on
painted
Elm Street
that.
Part 2.
Oh, that's really beautiful. That's a nice
That is-
gesture.
She painted my dog too.
Hold on,
Oh,
1 second,
that's
real
nice.
quick. Let's have a quick moment because we're getting
Let's
a
full
Ruben-
screen
Is that the cat
Yeah.
right there?
What's that?
Where's Show
cat?
Benu? There's Benu.
I
Oh, they
thought I-
captured the crazy look in his eye.
I thought I saw a cat laying in a something.
No, it's I don't have a cat anymore. I can't have another cat.
What's that black thing right there?
That's my dog.
Riker.
Oh,
That's Riker. Yeah, Commander
okay.
Riker.
Oh, Riker's so cute. All right, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 for PJ.
And that's my poster I got from my artwork I got from the.
Just say Nightmare 2 is probably it doesn't
Speaking of
matter.
horror, when I went to Salem,
Oh, hold on, wait, full screen again.
what's the movie where the woman? She's a black woman with braids, and she was running, and she fell through a manhole into like a cesspool, and then rats descended upon her and started biting her, and then her eyes like bulged out before she like drowned in the cesspool. What's that movie,
Oh wow, I never heard of that. No.
dude?
that's some weird ass porn you're watching, bro.
No, it sounds a little familiar.
familiar,
It sounds a little familiar, but I can't place
Sounds
it.
like a thing.
dude. Like I
I got
remember.
another
Man,
I
there's
remember
two
being,
obvious
like-
ones that I'm surprised ain't made it to the list yet.
No, I got
Do you
one.
wanna add another one to yours, Father, to get you up to 9 for the?
Deadly Eyes.
I got one.
It's Deadly Eyes, I think.
Braxton? Deadly Eyes.
It's
Is
a
that it?
1982 horror film. No.
Just put cesspool drowning.
That's not allowed. If I can't put
And then
Muppet
put
High-
you porn after that. Cesspool drowning you porn.
How do you spell cess? How do you spell cess? How do you...
CESS.
Cesspool drowning. Wow. And what did PJ think it was? It was
Isn't that something from 1982?
Crazy Eyes?
This is the plot. Giant rats the size of small dogs live in the mountains of grain full of steroids and are rendered homeless, and then they're in the sewers. So I don't know.
What is that
Time
movie?
Mutant
called?
Ninja Turtles.
Then there's a super rat. There was a super rat in the movie, so I guess.
There was Ben.
Splinter.
There was Ben. That was a rat movie.
Oh
I'm
my
just-
god. That movie is so fucking like dour and it's weird, man. I watched Willard, the original Willard.
Willard, the
Yeah,
original.
I like
And there's
that.
there's a scene where he's drowning real rats, and I'm
Hmm.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, baby.
Blue
80s
said-
don't give a fuck.
It's like
Well,
it's
that's
not they couldn't fake it, man. It's like he was really drowning like a bunch of rats.
Blue says
the
I'm actually
movie.
writing these down to watch this month. You should just take a screenshot when we're done, Blue. You don't have to write these down. Just take a screenshot of you.
I got another one for Starfleet Boy.
And then Blue says I have to know what cesspool drowning
the
is.
two of
LOL.
us need
What
to
was
know
that, Marcelo?
more.
Sorry.
I have another one.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. What is it?
The Babadook. It's a really
Ooh, that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one.
How do you spell Babadook?
Duke.
Babadook.
Just like it sounds.
I think.
Okay.
Babadook.
Alright,
There's
Marcelo and
two
Ruben are
really
confused.
obvious ones that I'm surprised have not made it on to here, or maybe they are, and I just don't see them anymore because I can't really read that.
Say what
But-
one of them is.
Say their names,
These
say their
aren't
names.
mine. These aren't mine. But I'm just saying, why is
okay.
The Exorcist not on here?
It
Somebody
is.
said
It
it.
is.
PJ
okay.
said.
Part 3
PJ
though,
said.
specifically part 3.
And
No,
then
no. Part 1 and 3.
the other
Yeah,
one.
he has part 1 and 3.
Oh yeah, he
Oh.
does right there. Yeah.
Oh,
it's true.
Okay,
I got
the
one.
other one, the
No.
other one that I think seems obvious is the 1995 Casper the Ghost. No, I'm kidding. It's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, nice. Actually, I want to claim that one.
Okay, we'll claim away.
I'll take
Um,
that one.
Claim
Starfleet
away,
Boy, I got one
claim
more.
away.
I got one.
Marcelo,
Marcelo's
go
not gonna
for it.
let me say one of mine.
Sorry.
We
Oh,
wait,
no,
no,
let me-
Marcelo.
uh,
Sorry, you gotta hold.
looking for-
You gotta hold off. You're at 10. We gotta wait for everyone else to get to 10.
I'm gonna
first.
go
Okay,
grab a
sorry.
drink. I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Where are we
cool.
going? We're going past 10.
Only if
The hell are
everyone
we
gets
doing
to
here?
10. Only once
No,
everyone gets
Well,
to 10.
I'm not
We
even
can go
at
to-
10. I'm at 8.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We gotta wait. So go ahead, Father. You can give us another one or another two. wanna
The
finish
next
off
one
your
I'm gonna
first
say
one?
is Fright Night.
Nice.
Ooh, that's
Didn't someone say that? No.
No,
Nope.
not yet.
Nice. Great.
It's a movie about a vampire that tries to bang a dude's mom, and
Yes.
well,
And also, David
Roddy
Tennant does
McDowell was
the
in it.
remake of it, right? Wasn't David Tennant? No, not David Tennant. Who am I
The
thinking?
remake- the
David
remake is-
Tennant's the remake.
Oh, okay.
Colin Farrell was the vampire. I don't know, PJ. What's your opinion on the remake? Because I think it's actually okay.
With Anton Yelkin and Colin
Yeah.
Farrell, it's one of these things where the original and the remake are so different in tone. I mean, they're both essentially horror comedies, but the remake is a little bit more serious. But I think the remake is just as good as the original. I don't know if that's weird to say, but
No,
both
I
are pretty
agree
good.
with you. I was surprised how, and it was actually, the remake was written by, I believe, Jane Espenson, she was a writer on Joss Whedon's TV shows, Buffy and Angel and all that, and then she was also a writer on Battlestar Galactica, which I know, I think you've said before that you weren't into, but I think she's always been like a very good writer in the world of TV. And so I was glad to see her, write like this movie that came together pretty well and surpassed my expectations at least. What Evil Dead movies do we have on here? Just the remake or what?
Who put that? Ruben put Evil Dead? Or
I
no?
put the remake.
PJ has
Oh, you
the
did?
remake. Do we want to add like the original or the second one?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good idea. You want to take that one, Father, or should I'll take Evil Dead?
I don't know if I should go. I mean, like, I feel like the first two are the more like Halloween-y out of the three. But I don't know if I should go with like the first one because it's the more serious horror, or if I should go with the second one because I just love the over-the-top horror comedy of it. What do y'all think? Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2? Which one should I add?
Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead.
That didn't help
wait-
at all.
I'm waiting.
50 food. Got one vote for Evil Dead.
I'll
and one
say
vote for-
Evil Dead 2 so I can take Evil Dead 1. That's my vote.
Okay, well, there we go. So we need who still needs one to get to 10?
My last one is
I do.
Friday the 13th, Part 4.
Okay, F13.
Is that the first
I got
one? Or no, that's not the one that introduces the main
That's
boy.
the one where
Is it?
Jason technically dies.
It,
Um,
Oh, it is.
in parts 2 and 3, Jason comes back because he apparently has survivable wounds. Like he's not completely supernatural. But then when Corey Feldman, spoiler alert, Corey Feldman's character actually murders him, like chops him up good at the very end of that movie. So technically he's dead. And then in part 5, I don't know if you know, but it's not Jason at all. And then he comes back in part
It's
6.
his mother.
No,
No,
it's
it's somebody
a guy who's
posing it.
it's a copycat.
It was like an
Oh.
impersonator.
And in part 6, that's when they go supernatural to the point where like he can easily crush somebody's head and like. But if you watch part 2 and 3 and even 4,
Just the dude.
in part 2 he's kind of like weak, and in part 3 he can be taken down a little easily. Like if you're used to the super Jason, when you go back and watch the old ones, you're like, wow, he's kind of he's not as strong, right? But then in the 4th one, he's like super pissed, and it's actually, I know there's just shitty like slasher movies, but the 4th one they actually tried, it seems, with that one. So and they said final chapter, but of course that wasn't going to be the case.
PJ, what's your opinion on the Friday the 13th remake?
Weird. By the way, the dude finally got the rights back. We may finally get to see another Friday the 13th within a couple of years.
Not
Oh,
exactly.
sweet.
Not exactly.
Well, maybe.
Still a long ways away.
Oh, hopefully not, though. Who cares anyway? Because we still got a bunch
Friday
of
the
the old
13th
ones.
remake is basically part 1 and through 4 squished into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about that movie is they tried to jack him up too much. Like they tried to make logical reasons for why he would pop up in different spots, and they made like this underground tunnel system.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And it was like fucking.
Yeah, you don't
like,
need to explain.
It's weird.
You don't need to explain how Jason works. What did y'all know that? Remember when they were gonna do Freddy versus Jason versus Ash from the Evil Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why that didn't happen?
Why?
No.
Sam Raimi was actually like on board and he was gonna direct it, but he said, "Okay, for me to direct a movie with my Evil Dead property, I want full creative control. I want to be able to pick who writes the script. I want script approval." And the people at Paramount who owned the rights to, or no, was it New Line at that point? I think the people at like New Line Cinema who owned the rights to them, to Freddy and Jason, they were like, no, we want to have like some control over it. And Sam Raimi was just like, okay, well, I'm sorry, but I can't agree to that. Maybe in the future we'll work together on something else, but we're not going to do this Evil Dead Jason Freddy crossover.
There's been a couple
Sorry.
of projects like that, like trying to cross over. The first time they wanted to cross over Freddy and Jason was after Friday the 13th Part 6. The New Blood was originally not going to be, but like they wanted it to be, Freddy versus Jason type of thing. But then they changed it to like, what if we do Jason versus Carrie? So they basically just did that without calling her Carrie. In A New Blood Part 7, Jason faces off against essentially Carrie. It's like the exact same character. They didn't call her that.
Yeah, a young girl with psychic powers. I always
With
thought.
the telekinetic powers.
When I was a kid, I used to see it as Jason versus Jean Grey from the X-Men.
Yeah, it's like that too. But yeah,
that's why it's one of my favorites to this day.
I added.
It's so bad it's good type of thing.
I love
really
the Friday
is.
the 13th movies, bro. I could talk Friday the 13th all day.
We should have
I've been watching.
All of
I've been
them,
watching
all of
since. I've been watching for 30 years.
I
declare,
watch them constantly, like all of them. I don't
love
care
them.
which one.
I declare October is going to be Starfleet Boy Horror Fest. There we go.
Well, that's a lie. I will say there's one I don't like, which is I guess technically part 9.
But you have to admit, Jason Takes Manhattan is such
I haven't
fucking
seen that
god
one.
awful fucking.
No, they're
Well,
all.
it's a good
Most of
title.
them are awful. Like
No,
Jason X is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah,
But I can watch that movie any day or night, and I just laugh and laugh and laugh.
Well, that's the thing. Jason Takes Manhattan is it goes from like good horror to like this lull in the middle of the series, and then they just go completely balls to the wall. Whatever, we don't have a budget anymore. Like Jason Takes Manhattan is fucking hilarious. The scene where the dude's boxing him for a minute, like trying to beat the shit out of Jason. Jason just like takes it, and you're like, what? Why is Jason just taking it? Like it seems so out of character. It's like, oh, here it is, pops his head right off, like literally knocks his block off.
Oh, Sleepy Hollow.
By the way, there's a YouTube channel called Dead Meat that goes through all the kills in a horror movie
Dead
and stuff.
meat. All right.
And
we'll
the
check it
dude is very like he's very upbeat and like humorous and stuff like that. But they show clips, and the thing about the Friday the 13th movies, especially Part 7, the MPAA started to really like take all the kills out. Like they were cut so short in a lot of these movies, and you see the deleted scenes. Like there's this one scene where Jason crushes a guy's head, but you don't see it in the movie. But in the deleted scene, like you can see him crush it downwards, and like teeth and eyeballs and brains are squishing out, and some of that stuff is completely lost and can never be restored. Especially for Part 7. Other movies I'm not sure about, but a lot of these kills in the Jason movies were much more graphic, like in Part 2 and stuff like that. And I want to see, the next time I watch these movies, I want to see all these restored kills, because if you go back now, they're so tame. It's PG-13 almost. Like how quick the cuts are and how much like the violence is off screen. Now, like, yes, that's some glorification of violence. But it's, that's complete fantasy. But yeah. Siskel and Ebert had a problem with that back in the day. They thought those movies were like corrupting people's minds.
Yeah, there was
They
a
were
whole
really-
stink about it in the 80s.
Like it's basically women in peril. They linked it to like male, like males fetishizing like the killing of women and stuff like that. And it was,
Power
I know
fantasy
Roger Ebert hated slasher films, but appreciated Halloween, the first one.
Yeah. I think Halloween. I don't know. Maybe there's some disagreement in this, but do all of us here agree that the original Halloween is the best slasher to this day, or was it surpassed by one of its predecessors? I mean, not or
The original Halloween's one of
later
my
ones.
favorite movies of all time.
No, I just watched
It's
the original
blood-
Halloween tonight before the show, and it's actually one of the greatest. I echo Ruben. I mean, I love Scream, but you wouldn't have Scream without
Well,
Halloween.
Scream is number 2 on that list for me.
Is
PJ,
Halloween number
So-
1 for you, Braxton?
is Halloween one?
Like, do you love the first Halloween movie, Michael Myers? Do you know about Michael
Oh
Myers?
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I was
it
going to
like-
ask PJ if he has seen, thinking about slasher films from the 80s and like Siskel and Ebert. Like, have you ever seen Jagged Edge?
No one said
No.
Psycho, right?
Dude, like I was like less than 10, and like my parents were watching that movie, and like the first scene,
That's with
the
like
killer,
Deborah Winger or
like,
something, right? Who's that?
the killer like ties this woman up and like cuts off her breast. Dude, like
Oh
it
my
was-
god! What?
Dude, it was fucking crazy, dude. Like, yeah, dude, Jagged Edge, dude, that shit was scary as fuck.
Are you adding that as your number 10, Braxton? Is Jagged Edge yours?
No.
All right. You gotta add number 10. Sleepy Hollow is my number 10, by the way, the Tim Burton one, just FYI.
I got one.
You're done. You got to wait
Oh, I'm
till
done?
Braxton
So
has to
sorry.
give us a 10 before we can keep adding.
Dude, can I add Revulsion from Voyager?
Yeah, no, that's an episode. It has to be a movie. What's Revulsion about, by the way? Have I seen
Dude,
that episode?
it's like the mining hologram that they get the distress call from,
Oh
and
yeah,
then he like terrorizes like Bolana Torres.
Wait,
yeah, the
what?
pet
what's he-
goldfish. It's season
What?
4. You
Oh,
probably
I
slept through it.
Slept through it. Yes.
Yeah, he's like disgusted by like humanoids, you know, and he
Oh,
like
wow.
fucking kills them.
No,
and
you
see like
can't.
the big.
You have
like-
to add one more movie, another movie. Come on, you're like there's one more. Everyone says they could do 5 more. You can come up with one more. Come on.
Dude, I don't watch horror movies. You know, horror movies are my genre, dude. Like
Just
my
think about it.
my Halloween load is spent.
Yeah, baby.
You got to get us to 10, Braxton. You got to do it. You got to figure it out.
Garbage
Well,
Pail Kids.
Get me
Garbage
there,
Pail Kids.
Daddy.
Dude, I tried to add a scary movie, but then
Have you
people
seen
wanted to fucking
Psycho?
disqualify.
Come on.
Which one? Wait, which one did we disqualify?
Get me there, Daddy.
Jagged
Scary-
Edge.
Scary movie.
No,
Yeah,
did
Scary
we?
Oh,
movie
Scary
can go
Movie's
in there.
good. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
go
why
on.
not? Scary movies is hilarious.
You on candy camera? I got you. Dude, I love that. I love Regina
Yeah.
something.
I mean,
really
it is
funny.
in the
Regina
horror.
King,
It's
isn't
a
it?
horror comedy, so it's in the right genre. Yay! Look at this, guys.
Regina King is the actress who's in Watchmen.
Oh, okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Thinking.
No, I
What
can't
is her
remember the
name?
actress's name, but she
Her
plays
name is
Regina
Regina
something.
something.
These are
Yeah.
60.
Regina
must-see
King.
Halloween.
No,
movies.
it's not Regina King. It's
It's not Regina King. She's
It's
in
another Regina.
Yeah.
This was also a secret Excel tutorial for Fathery. I hope he was paying attention. To all
Oh, it
the
looks
things.
so nice.
It's so pretty, right? Isn't this like a pretty?
Dude, you need to like post this on Twitter.
I already
Well,
took a screenshot of our earlier.
Regina
list.
Hall.
I like that.
Regina Hall.
Regina
What's
Hall.
Regina Hall? Do we want to add 5 more? Can everyone go 5 more, or are we good with this?
I got 6 more.
I don't want to add 5 more.
Braxton says he's tapped out.
All
I
right,
think
so
it'd be hard for us to do 5 more each.
so the top 60 is it. This is top 60. All right, here we go.
Dude, that's a lot of movies, dude.
Top 60, guys.
Are you
Some
gonna
of these
read
are
through them real quick?
Yeah, all right. Here we go. We'll go across. Nightmare Before Christmas, Cursed, Friday the 13th, Part 6. That's a fake one. Can you replace it with a real one? You said you had 6
What?
more,
What do
Ruben.
you mean it's a fake one? It's part 6. Part 6 is one of the best films as
Is that
far
true,
as
guys?
filmmaking techniques.
Did
It's the
Friday
only
the 13th
one that's
Part
like
6 come out already?
Friday the 13th Part 6 came out in 1985.
What's its
Yeah.
subtitle? Jason in Space? Is that the one
It's
where we
Jason
go?
Jason
Lives.
Lives.
Jason Lives. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry
the,
about that.
that's the movie where he's basically
He's
he's
resurrected.
supernatural Jason.
Yeah, he's
He gets
resurrected
struck
by lightning.
They're
Yeah.
digging up his grave, and
He's
then
like a
lightning
superhero
strikes.
villain.
Okay,
Super
got
villain.
it. Okay, gotcha. All right, Jason Lives.
The best kill in part 6 is the one where he bends the guy's back, like he just cracks him in two.
Scream.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I actually saw this movie. Does this count as a horror movie or is that a documentary?
Ooh, Faces of Death. No.
Faces of
that's
Death is not a documentary.
It's not
Yeah,
real,
no.
right?
No, it is fake.
Does it count as a horror movie, like a top 10 horror movie of all time?
Sure.
No,
Why
well,
not?
I mean,
No, but we're not doing top 10 horror movies of all time.
I
We're
mean,
doing
top
movies we like to watch
during Halloween.
October.
I don't like to watch Faces of Death, Darren, because when I was a kid, I thought it was real.
Is that seeing people get killed? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
kind of
those-
like a fake snuff film.
yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
Oh, so
There-
that's fake though?
There is
Yeah,
a
that's-
subgenre of
for the
that
most
in
part.
the
well,
late '90s
for the
that,
most
that was
part.
like really popular.
Okay. See,
It
the
was
thing is, it
popular.
mixes real footage, like you
Right.
see animals get slaughtered and stuff like that.
Yeah, or you might see like a news footage from some other part of the world where someone got hit by a train, and that's real. But then the next 10 videos are fake. You know.
Gotcha.
Like they do a fake police shootout. They do a fake electrocution thing.
I used to watch that shit in junior high eating pizza.
The
Oh,
most
you
dis-
know what? Like
the most
thinking
dis-
about
the
like
most
an
disturb-
electrocution thing, dude. Like I loved how in Venom 2, you know, like the symbiote like appeared like when Woody Harrelson was like about to meet his death. Like I love how like the symbiote, even in the first one, like the symbiote like moves to protect itself. Like
Oh, yeah,
people didn't know that it was like what was happening until like they were about to die, and then the symbiote just fucking like does some fucking crazy shit, dude. I love that.
Father, you
Yeah.
seen Venom 1?
Pardon?
You seen Venom, the first one?
Yeah, I've
Do
seen
you
it.
like the Venom series? with Tom Hardy?
I didn't like the first one. I'm watching it again though Tuesday. I haven't seen it since theaters. I'm watching it again Tuesday with Brian and Dave because Brian wants to see it because he liked the trailer for the second one.
Yeah, I'm curious
but-
about it too.
The second one was better than the first.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like the first one again the second time I see it. I actually I know everyone's gonna hate me, but I like the Topher Grace Venom in Spider-Man 3 more than the Tom Hardy Venom.
Well, what would you feel about Tom Holland and Tom Hardy's Venom facing off?
I mean, to me,
Ooh, wow.
I prefer Venom as a Spider-Man villain, and not like some weird drunk guy with
So if they
some
if they
weird
faced
accent.
off in a future movie, would you be like, "Oh, that's cool"?
Yeah, I think That would be my preference instead of like a Venom on his own movie or a Venom versus Carnage movie.
So
It feels weird to remove
just so we
Spider-Man from Venom.
just so we don't get into any kind of spoilers about any reveals in that movie. Can I just
We
get
already
back
did
to
that
Faces of
earlier,
Death?
but whatever.
There's a
go back
really
to Faces.
disturbing thing from Faces of Death that I thought was real when I was younger, where they have a monkey and like they beat his brains in,
Yeah, I
and then
remember
like they
that.
scoop his brains out and eat it. And then there's another one at the end where it's like cannibals and like they take the guts out and eat like the human organs and stuff. And the narrator's like, I felt very disturbed around these people, and it's like they try to play it like it's so real, but when you watch it now, it's fucking hilarious.
Like a Cannibal Holocaust. That was
Yeah.
that movie had a lot of fake stuff in it, but made it look real.
Yeah.
The filmmaker had to prove that he didn't really kill people in the movie. Although in the movie there are several real animal deaths. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the animal stuff is real, but the human shit is funny now.
You know, there's a real animal death in Friday the 13th, the first one.
Oh wow!
And it was very, very nefarious the way it happened. They had a real snake. Okay, they were supposed to find a snake in one of the cabins, right? And then chop it, like chop it in two, kill it. And what happened was the snake wrangler had the understanding that his real snake would be used, and then they would replace it with a fake one to get chopped. Apparently, they didn't have a fake one. So they were just like, yeah, use the real one. And you see, even to this day, you can still see it. Like, when he kills the snake, it, like, coils up. And I'm like, oh, my God, that looks so real. And it is real. And the snake handler apparently fucking lost it. It's like, you motherfuckers, you just, like, they killed his
like trained
his livelihood, basically.
That's true. Muppet Haunted Mansion remains on the list as the next one. The
This is
Shining,
bullshit.
Halloween, Hereditary. I haven't seen that one. I'm curious about that. Trick or Treat. Didn't see that one either. Hocus Pocus. Nice. Stardust. Did you guys even notice that I put that on there? And do you agree?
Stardust?
It's not a horror movie.
The Neil
Yeah, there's
Gaiman.
witches. Yeah,
The-
there's witches.
Isn't that Michelle
No,
Pfeiffer?
no, that's not
Yeah,
a Halloween
Michelle Pfeiffer.
movie.
Are you
That's not a
sure?
Halloween.
Are you sure?
So, do you think The Wizard of Oz is a Halloween movie because it has the Wicked Witch of the West in it?
It
But
could
witches-
be. I mean, with all due credit, Wizard of Oz scared the shit out of people back in the day.
Yeah, it could have
The
been a
Flying
Halloween movie.
Monkeys.
You don't think Stardust gets to stay on there like Michelle Pfeiffer's character, the witch?
No.
I mean, again, it's the movies you like to watch for Halloween. I guess you would like to watch
I
Stardust.
do like to watch that one this time
I
of year,
mean,
but I
what
also
if,
watch
if
that
I
one
like
on
to
Christmas,
watch
oddly.
if I like to watch Dumb and Dumber Part 2 at Halloween, that makes it a Halloween movie?
For you, it does. All right, how about can I replace it with Blair Witch then? No
Yeah.
one put that one. Okay.
Oh my god.
That's another movie that a lot of people thought was real when it came out.
Yeah, I thought that was.
It was
creepy.
like right before the internet was sophisticated enough that it was like the last time you could get away with that. Like now, like people would be like, I'm gonna Google it. No, it's not real.
And
Do you
then
remember?
M. Night tried to do it with The
Oh, we didn't even
Village.
put his movies on here, and those are so good. Like,
Oh yeah, The Sixth
Oh,
Sense.
my
M.
God,
Night,
that's
M. Night did
insane.
like a whole documentary about The Village before it came out, trying to do the whole like Blair Witch, it's real thing.
Do you remember a movie called The Fourth Kind with Mila Jovovich?
yeah, I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Alien abduction.
Ooh, I love Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, she's
I had
fabulous.
I had a few arguments with real life people, friends of my cousin, who argued till they were blue in the fucking face that the movie used real footage in the thing. I'm like, no, that's a part of the trick of the movie. The movie uses separate fake footage that looks all distorted and shit, and then shows you like the movie reenactment to fool dumb people basically into believing that the video camera footage in the movie is actual documentary footage.
Yeah, my roommate.
And I
Beatrice
argued with this
thought it
person.
was
I'm like,
true.
it's all fake. They're like, no, dude, the fucking you got to realize, man, the VHS stuff clips in the movie is like real stuff that really happened. I'm like, the internet
Mila
exists.
Jovovich made a contract with fucking aliens, bro.
No, you don't know. Not the Mila Jovovich part.
Right. No, I know. I remember the movie.
It's like they were completely convinced. I'm like, I can't believe the movie fooled you like that. I mean, all they had to do was look it up. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I
they
didn't
were
buy
just
that
like,
one.
I was like, whatever.
Exorcist is the next one. Then comes Creepshow, Scream 4. Why is Scream 4 so great, Marcel? I don't remember that one. Which one has Jerry O'Connell in it?
Scream
Part
2.
two.
Scream 2.
Scream 4 is so great for one reason and one reason only. I've wanted Kevin to give me something my entire life that I've been a fan of his writing. And you know what that is? I've wanted a female serial killer, but a off the
Ah.
Oh,
wall
spoiler alert.
nutter.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen
Sorry.
the
Well,
fourth one.
Sorry.
It's a spoiler that you can't object to. I'm sorry.
It's
I can and I do
spoiler alert.
object to it.
Dang
Spoiler
it,
alert. It's
dang
Emma
it.
Roberts.
Alright, so
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go away.
All right,
But
Shaun
anyway.
of the Dead. Makes
No,
it
it
on
is-
here.
Didn't we have a female
Emma Roberts has only
killer
been
in
good
Friday
in
the
that.
13th Part 1? Like
What?
Yeah, the mom.
that
Oh.
was done long ago,
The mom.
in like 1980 or whenever that came out.
That's right.
1980.
79.
Jason is not the
80.
killer in the
1980.
first one. That's right. I forgot about that. And Psycho too. No, not Psycho. But
No.
no one put Psycho on their list. That's crazy.
Oh, that's one of my other 6.
Shaun of
I
the
thought
Dead,
about it.
Death Becomes Her, which is I love that movie so much.
I need to see it.
Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That counts, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Jesus
counts.
Christ.
Alright, sweet.
Come on.
Jacob's Ladder, Ghostbusters. I want to put Ghostbusters 2. I wish Ghostbusters 2 made it on there too. Silence of the Lambs.
Or
Night-
Ghostbusters 2016.
A Nightmare on it is. There's actually a Ghostbusters coming out soon. There's
In
another
November,
one.
right?
There's 4. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Carrie. Great freaking movie. What's her name? Sissy Spacek, right?
This is basic, yeah.
Let's hear American Werewolf in London. You guys,
By the way, the dream sequences in American Werewolf in London are fucking freaky.
Where?
The one where the
Yeah.
the Nazi
Those are the
wolves or
best
whatever
part.
come in and invade the family and like shoot up
Yeah.
the family and stuff. Oh my god.
Night of the Living Dead, the original, right?
Werewolves in
Wolves in
London.
London. Frankenstein.
that American stole my balloon.
The Boris Karloff version. The Faculty. Remind me who's in that, Marcella?
Josh Hartnett.
Elijah Wood.
Oh, I saw that movie. I
Yeah.
saw that movie.
Yeah,
That's,
the
that's another
teachers are
Kevin Williamson
Oh
thing.
my god, I used
Frasier's
to
wife.
love. I
The
love
teachers
Josh
get
Hartnett
possessed.
so much. What is Josh Hartnett doing? He's like
30
on
Days of
CSI,
Night.
right? Is he on CSI or something?
He
Like
was on that show, Penny Dreadful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been demoted to a TV actor.
What do you mean demoted? He went. TV's the goal. TV's the new.
That's
film.
not a thing. That's
mean-
not a thing anymore. By the way.
Yeah.
I mean, compare him to like how many roles he got 15 years ago compared to now. I mean, like I think you would say he's been demoted.
He's not demoted in my TV show.
He's a B-list actor, but he's been active like the whole time. I mean, he's not fallen off at any point.
What's Session 9 again? I don't remember.
It's a film with David Caruso. It's psychological horror about a crew.
He's
going
also a
into-
TV actor, right? David Caruso.
Yeah, this is when he left NYPD Blue and thought he'd be a big hotshot film actor, and he wasn't. But this movie was pretty good, and it's basically a crew of asbestos cleaners who go into an old asylum to clean it out, and they find tapes left behind by a psychiatrist with the patient, and so that's the name, Session 9. And they started listening to the tapes, and they start going crazy, or maybe there is a ghost. You don't know. Watch the movie.
Nice.
Early 2000s.
Does Attack the Block count as a horror movie?
No,
Okay.
come on. No. There's nothing
Child-
scary in that.
Child's Play. Child's Play was a good one. I'm looking forward to that TV show. Lost Boys. That's a great horror movie, right? You guys agree that's
They're
a horror
about
movie?
Peter Pan's friends
You like your maggots,
in
Michael?
Never Never Land.
I love
Maggots.
Lost Boys. Joel
Hell yeah.
Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher. Evil Dead 2013.
By the way, one of the best horror performances of all time by Jane Levy when she gets possessed and like splits her tongue in two with a razor.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't wait to
wow.
see it. I'm really looking forward to it.
That's crazy. Poltergeist. Carrie Ann. Find the Light, Carrie Ann. I love that movie. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Caroline.
Carol Ann. I said Carrie Ann. Wrong.
Step into the light, Carol
Carol
Ann.
Ann. That's right. REC. What was that again, Ruben?
It's a Spanish
zombie, basically
found
zombie
footage movie.
Yeah.
Right. And
I'm watching that soon too.
And there are
That's
sequels,
available.
but you do not need to watch the sequels.
Okay.
I heard the first sequel is good because it's like Aliens compared to Alien.
I mean, I'd probably have to rewatch the sequel because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen them both, but I know the third one goes off the rails. Like,
Yeah, well, so did the third Alien.
Oh, cool.
This
Threes and
is
Sevens
true.
is in the audience, and Threes and Sevens says Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown best. Blair Witch number 2. There was a number 2. There was a second Blair Witch.
I think there was
didn't realize.
three.
Book of Shadows, and then there was the
Dang.
remake.
Did you get Darren's comment about the Tales from the Crypt? If he's
No,
talking
I
about
didn't get that, yeah.
the original film, the Santa Claus segment is scary. Not the new one in the TV show that they remade, but like the original one is just like fucking creepy as shit. It's with Joan Collins, right? I don't know if anybody's seen Tales from the Crypt in the 70s.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, man. Cool. Oh, yeah. Starfleet Boy's ready to hit the sack soon, but we're almost finished with this recap on the list. Dark Crystal, that counts. Did you see Dark Crystal, the sequel series on Netflix, Braxton?
I did.
Isn't it a prequel series?
Prequel series.
I never watched it.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, I'm so loopy right now. I'm ready to go to bed. The Good Son, which was a freaky movie, great movie. The Changeling, Cabin in the Woods. What was that one about? I can't remember.
It's Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard made it. It has Chris Hemsworth and a bunch of actors from like Dollhouse and Angel
It
and
was
shows like that.
it was shelved for a while until Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth became big.
It's like I don't want to spoil the premise because it kind of depends on having like a twist in it, but it's basically like a kind of Evil Dead type premise. A group of college kids go off to stay at a cabin in the woods, and freaky danger ensues.
Ooh.
And it's
I
very meta.
understand.
It's very
I under-
self-aware, kind of like Scream, but kind of it's its own thing, but kind of like that same like self-awareness meta stuff as Scream.
I understand the appeal of that movie. I certainly do, but out of all of these movies in this list, I dislike that one the most. I really hate that movie.
Threes and Seven wants to know what was the one with Denzel Washington and John. There's a horror movie or a Halloween
Fallen?
movie? The Fallen?
No, it's just called Fallen.
Fallen?
It's
I don't know.
where a demon
Oh
possesses,
yeah, demon.
jumps from person to person.
Yeah, it's like a
Ooh.
satanic. The
That's
cover had
freaky.
like a. What's that that's-
Ruben, what was Audition? Oh, we
Audition's
also
a
sorry. Marcelo
Japanese
said
horror
Dracula.
Dracula,
What was the
amazing film.
What was the FF? Francis Ford Coppola, that version with Gary.
Anybody
Oldman.
see Squid Game?
Not yet.
I just
Okay.
heard
Yeah,
about
I've
that. I
seen
just
it,
found out about it a couple days ago, but that's I've heard it's a really good show.
I gotta get on that.
Squid. Okay. Audition.
That's a Japanese horror film.
No one put The Ring on here.
Good.
They didn't put a ring on it.
Oh wow. Beetlejuice, perfect. Definitely gonna watch that this Halloween. It's also weirdly a Christmas movie for me. I don't know why Tim Burton kind of crosses over.
I
mean-
think if Sohel really wants to put Attack the Block on here, it should have Attack the Block instead of the Hounds of Baskerville.
What?
I-
Really?
Yeah. Like the
Oh,
Hounds of
come on.
Baskerville doesn't apply.
I mean, Young Sherlock Holmes is more of a horror movie than that.
Really? I mean, I don't know.
Is that
Yeah.
about the little weenie dogs that are like detectives?
No, that's Frankenweenie. That's like. Can Frankenweenie? Can I put Frankenweenie on
You
here?
can put Frankenweenie.
All right, I put. I'm gonna replace.
What?
Yes, Frankenweenie.
This has gone crazy.
All right.
You know what is a legitimate stop motion kind of creepy horror movie is Coraline. That's fucking
Coraline
Jesus.
It
good,
is.
actually.
Coraline
That's
is.
I just
true.
watched the Simpsons episode that parodied it.
Coraline.
I've been watching some of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror movie or episodes,
nice.
and they did a satire of that, and I'm damn near positive that Neil Gaiman cameoed as the talking cat in that.
Yeah, it's that one's good, and there's a more recent one from I think last year. It's like a CG Toy Story parody, and the CG is actually really good.
Yeah, no, that was the same year as this. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. The one last year was the Thanksgiving one.
No,
We
no, no,
got,
no. The most recent, the very last, like last year's Halloween of Horror had a Toy Story parody. Where
It's not
like
on.
CG.
It's not on Disney Plus then, because the most recent one they have is the Thanksgiving one.
That's the same. I gotta look this up. I can't look it up.
Exorcist
I don't have
Pat-
Disney Plus anymore.
It's Exorcist Pat 3, House on Haunted Hill, Vincent Price version.
Do you only have up to season 31 on yours?
I think so.
There's 31
Well, it's
seasons.
32 in Canada, so
Oh, weird.
it must be the 32nd season.
So
'cause
y'all
that was the
get-
previous one.
Y'all get universal healthcare and additional Simpsons episodes.
We only had up to season 30 for the longest time. They just recently added 31 and 32. But I don't no longer have Disney Plus. I can't afford it. I'm gonna wait.
Marcelo's
Get
going with
more stuff
Dracula
this
Dead
summer.
and loving it. I mean, sorry, Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
What?
Yeah, Dragon and Dead Love is awesome.
I forgot about that. Was that
Trained
the
it-
last Mel Brooks movie? Like, what has he done
Was
since
it?
then?
No way.
I think it, honest to God, might
It
be.
is the. I think it is the last Mel Brooks.
Oh, no
movie.
way.
No, he did the producers.
The producers is old.
No,
As
no,
a
but he did
director,
the-
are you talking about as
No,
a
he
director?
did a
right?
recent. He did a recent producer's movie.
he did
okay.
he did the remake with
The Matthew Broderick one.
Yeah,
He didn't do that.
It's
though. That
the
was
last
other
film he
people.
directed is Dracula Dead and Loving.
Yeah.
Oh, that he directed. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, I missed that part. Sorry.
Which I didn't realize. I don't think I've ever seen Life Stinks. I gotta see that.
The producer was with Nathan Lane. I think he was just a producer.
He did direct the producers from 1967.
No, but yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the modern one, the one with Broderick.
It's
and Nathan
springtime for Hitler and Germany.
Winter for Poland and France. It's you gotta watch it to get why that's funny. Train to Busan, The Toxic Avenger, definitely. It also reminds me of what was the tree person horror film?
Lord of the
There's
Rings.
a tree
Swamp
that does
Thing.
some stuff in Evil Dead.
Swamp Thing's a horror film, right?
Yeah, it's
Swamp Thing,
body
yeah.
horror. That's I like the DC
and we didn't
comics.
include any of Cronenberg's films, like
Oh, the Thing. Yeah, Jesus.
yeah, it's like
I
Invasion of the
thought
Body
about the
Snatchers.
thing.
Which
I almost
Lower
think
Decks
Thing on there.
The things
Lower
on my
Deck-
top other 6.
Lower Decks recently parodied a scene from the '78 Invasion of the Body
Yeah,
Snatchers.
they parodied the Thing in season 1 too with Tindy's dog.
oh
Yeah.
So
Rocky Horror Picture Show, great. Thanks for giving me that one.
You're
Stir
welcome.
of Echoes, Fright Night, Frankenstein, the Kenneth Branagh version, Tragedy Girls. What was that one again?
Tragedy Girls came out in 2016. It's about two young girls trying to get popular on social media by catching a serial killer, but they are the
Gotcha.
serial killer.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I wish
man, I
this
just thought
was
of
a
a
real
great
horror
one.
movie.
Cesspool
Cesspool
Drowning has to go.
That no,
Unfortunately,
that's like a
but-
real. It should be that whatever the horror movie you're thinking of. It's called. It should have been called Cesspool Drowning. If you ever find out what
it's the Deadly Eyes, isn't it?
Is it the Deadly Eyes?
I think
don't
so.
know.
Gosh, I don't fucking know.
Braxton, try to find Cesspool Drowning and let us know afterwards what the title
Didn't
is.
that
so we
happen in the Disney Beauty and the Beast?
Until
It was-
then. Until then,
Oh.
Cesspool Drowning is a great horror movie title. I think someone should.
Or a
should-
band name.
Or a
Ooh.
band name, actually, it's true. Evil Dead,
Good evening, everyone. We're Cesspool Drowning.
Nightmare 2, Evil Dead 2, The Babadook. Who was in that again?
Duke.
It's a Australian movie.
Alright, that's why, yeah. Candyman.
So it stars two koalas and a kangaroo.
Scary Movie got on there, which is awesome. Sleepy Hollow, the Tim Burton version, and then F-13 Part 4. All right, we did it.
You know, Father, the timing is about right for this because it was 1982, and I remember being a little kid and seeing that woman, like with her eyes bulging out, and then like running out. And
Wait, so,
to date
Those are
myself, in October of 1982, I was 4, and so maybe possibly.
There
what's the
was
movie
also
called?
what's that movie called?
I'm watching a couple of clips from The Deadly Eyes, and it's like
The Deadly Eyes.
TTC attacked by rats, giant rats attack babies, or a baby, rats taking a child and her mother. So I'm
This is
thinking it
what-
might be
Poor
it.
Braxton's. Do you hate rats?
Man gets eaten by giant rats. These are all titles of the clips from the movie.
The Deadly. We'll call it the. I actually still want to call it.
We should watch some
Cesspool.
of these clips off
Yeah,
screen.
I'm looking at the trailer now. I'm trying to see if I find a woman with braids.
What was
The
it called?
woman-
Cesspool. What was the other title?
Like she fell into the cesspool, and she was like, flapping around, treading water, and then
What
like
did
the
we
rats
call
just
it?
descended
Cesspool.
upon her.
What? What was the title?
Well, we called it what do we call it? Cesspool drowning.
That's the name of the movie, as far as I'm concerned. That's like a genius movie, horror movie film.
I
Dude,
see
you-
it eating a dude in the sewer.
Anyways, that's our
I
top
wonder-
60.
Hmm.
That's it, guys. We did it. We
Um,
reached 3 hours. Any last minute?
Man, I thought of
last
like
things?
2 that would be really good to put in there, but
What?
Ruben has like 6, so I don't know if we need to chase that rabbit.
I could go for adding one more to each of ours. Like we could go.
All right, I got one more. Can I
We
do
could
one
go
more?
top 66, which would be horror thing. Can everyone?
Oh,
Braxton, do you
Horror
have one?
thing.
Do you have one more you can give, Braxton?
Dude, I don't have one more.
He doesn't have one more. Sorry, guys. We have to cap it off at 60. The good of the many outweighs the good of the few, or the one here in this. Or sorry, the good of the one outweighs the good of the many.
You can't even say it
in
right.
this situation.
The flutter, the flun, the
flood-
plan.
The Flunderdy Fluid. Everyone go check out Marcelo on his YouTube channel, which is called The Red Balloon.
Nope.
Balloonhead Productions. And
Yeah, you got
then
it right.
and then also check out his podcast. He has 2 of them. He has Radio 815
Yes.
and the one that I'm on, which I can't remember now.
The Red Wall
the Red Wall,
Podcast.
which is called the Red Wall. Yes, so
The
there's
Red Wall Podcast.
Red Wall podcast.
Ruben said that you were on like every podcast, dude. He was right.
Me, no, I'm not on
Can't
every
e-
podcast.
You can't even keep track of them.
Almost.
And if I could just, I did some amazing DS9 commentaries with a pretty awesome YouTuber. You guys may have heard of him.
That's a core.
Boat wreck. So
yeah, and then tomorrow you
That
can catch.
guy.
Speaking of boat wreck, tomorrow you can catch me and PJ. We're gonna do Nagus. I'm so excited. So come to the live chat at.
damn it, didn't you guys do that already?
No, we're gonna do it.
Oh,
We're doing it
God, you gotta
live
play the game,
tomorrow.
man.
Yeah, Marcelo. Tomorrow it's gonna be live, a premiere. So we'll see you in the chats for Nagus tomorrow.
We
at
we
nine.
haven't recorded it, and we're gonna air it later.
Yeah, we're
it's
gonna
gonna
air
be
it-
live
It's
then,
gonna be live then tomorrow.
and we're gonna be talking about modern things that have happened that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all be sure to remember this conversation, and so you can mention the cool Halloween list that we did tonight.
Yes,
mention
we
that.
will. We will be sure to mention that and not forget it somehow.
Okay. If you don't say it, it'll only be because you forgot.
You can you can check out Braxton on Twitter. Braxton's screen name is Leviathan
026.
026. Thank you. And that's a Voyager connection, right? The 026. No,
No, it's not.
it's not. Okay, never mind. Leviathan
The hell is wrong with
026.
you?
And then Ruben is clamoring for some attention here, so go check him out. Ruben-Writes.com, Pop Axiom, and also Rue Morgue. Ruben, what's the latest on your steez?
I posted an interview today with the sound editor of a show on Hulu called "Only Murder in the Building."
Only murders in the building.
Yeah, with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez. So the sound editor who also worked on Game of Thrones, he worked on Old Guard with Charlize Theron.
Ooh.
You're connected like the mafia.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Ruben's the real mafia here. Nice, excellent. Everyone, please go check that out. You can follow Ruben at rmartian on
Yes,
Twitter.
on the twatter.
Twitter. Do you have a YouTube yet? Have you created a YouTube yet?
Oh, I have a YouTube, but I don't use it for anything. I've had
Oh.
it for decades.
Interesting. I've had
YouTube's only been around since like
Decades.
2006.
So whatever, however long YouTube's been around, and after that,
It did start around 2005, I think. It was like around
So a
5, 6,
decade.
yeah.
I think it was 2006 is when I
a
first.
decade and
discovered
a
YouTube.
half,
I remember the first YouTube video I
close
watched.
to decades.
What was it?
It was like the older brother tells the younger brother that like, oh, your GameCube doesn't work. He swapped out the GameCubes. He had like a GameCube that didn't work, and he was like, oh, like your GameCube won't start. Like, okay, let's walk down the street. I know a guy who can fix it. And they go out, and the kid thinks that's his real GameCube. So they're like walking down the street, and he's like, hey, remember that time you broke my computer? And the little brother is like, yeah. And then he's like, this is for that. And he like drop kicks the GameCube across the street. It goes high up, it lands, hits the street, shatters into a million pieces. The little kid just starts crying. And the big brother's like, oh, that wasn't your real GameCube. I just played a joke on you.
Oh, cool.
Wow, that's wild.
First YouTube video I ever saw back in not 2016,
I can't remember the
2006.
first YouTube I ever saw, but we'll do a YouTube retrospective this month too, because there's a lot of old YouTube content that's pretty epic.
What was the first show where the person said, "I choose violence"? Was that Game of Thrones? Because Mariner said that this season, and
Yeah, what was that referencing? The I
Mhm.
choose violence
And-
thing?
yeah, like, and it's been like stuck in my head. Like sometimes I'll think like, "Oh, I choose violence." It's like, oh damn.
Mariners
It's from
are-
Game of Thrones, season
Yeah.
6, episode 8.
I know that
There you go.
Cersei said it.
Yeah,
But I was wondering if like Game of Thrones like came up with that line first, or like maybe it's even from like a book or something.
I'm
It is-
sure.
Back in the day.
It
it
seems
might be
to
from
be-
the books, right?
It seems to be from, like, in terms of TV shows, just from that, like the Cersei line.
Yeah.
You guys could check out Text Track. Tonight we did a deep dive
Please do.
of deep and fun dive of Star Trek Lower Decks. I
deeper.
excreted.
That's not my branding. That's so helpful.
That's me,
Go to our
like-
Patreon page if you want it deeper.
It is a deep dive. We went deep into this episode. It was a lot of
A
fun
deeper
talking about
dive
it.
into
Yeah.
Lower Decks.
Father, I don't know if you heard us earlier. We were talking about Lower Decks. There was like a lot of interesting discussion way in the beginning of the show.
Step
Braxton's
brother,
not a
I'm stuck
fan.
under the bed.
Yeah, Braxton's not enjoying Lower Decks at all. And Ruben was just stoking the fire like he loves to do, which is fine. But yeah,
I'm
check out
Q.
Text
I gotta be Q.
Anything else to promote Text Check wise?
No, just right now we are doing the episode discussions on Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Central if you want to catch it live, and then you can always listen to those as a podcast available either the following Sunday night or early Monday morning.
Darren, we can't make it to 3 a.m. I don't think so. Starfleet Boy's very sleepy, and he's got streams to do tomorrow. Speaking of which, tomorrow is Assignment Earth, the Gary 7 one, right? That's the Gary 7.
The last episode
Oh,
of
the
season
backdoor
2.
Yeah.
pilot.
Oh shoot,
Yeah,
dude.
at 3 p.m. on Starfleet Boy Actual. Then after that, you can check out Earl Grey Trekkie's channel, where we're going to be talking about
EGT.
AGT, where we're going to talk about like EGT, where we're going to talk about the last 2 episodes of series 3 of Doctor Who, which is The Sound of Drums, and what was the other one called?
The Sound of Silence.
The Sound
This
of
is the
This is Sound of Silence. And so yeah, check that out. And then Father's got one more thing.
I was just gonna remind you to talk about Earl Grey Trekkie.
EGT.
On Sunday as well, right?
There's some upcoming Doctor Who content and also
I
Spider-Man
was just
Into
talking.
the
I just
Spider-Verse.
mentioned the Doctor Who content. You weren't listening. That's what I was babbling about. You're like, Data, stop babbling. Anyways, Sunday we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where Fathery, myself, and EGT are gonna be talking about that. And maybe EGT is gonna do. Wow, he's like on more streams than me. That's crazy.
Dude, he's prolific.
He's super prolific. He's gonna do also a Lower Decks. He usually does like a Lower Decks discussion. So yeah,
Fun times, fun times.
I think we covered everything. Live long and prosper, audience. We will see you next
Bye,
time.
guys.